of life, and then Graham dies.
Did they not have a part about Graham Chapman's funeral?
They did show Graham Chapman's funeral in the final episode.
And John Cleese doing the dead parrot sketch at Graham Chapman's funeral?
They didn't show the whole thing. So, but yeah.
John Cleese's eulogy at Chapman's funeral was epic.
Was epic, yes. I'd seen it elsewhere.
Yeah. I'd like to be the first to use the word fuck at a funeral.
Yes, that part was in the documentary.
Yeah.
Like Red Fox.
And for all of you out there complaining, Graham would have fucking loved this.
Yeah.
Now I'm the person who said fuck at a funeral 3 times. Yeah, it was great.
What is it? Is that on like Netflix or something?
Netflix, yes.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. That sounds cool. And so also, congratulations, Don, on the successful marriage of your youngest daughter.
The nuptial of my youngest daughter yesterday, Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Haven't lost a daughter, you've gained a couple millennial moochers, I guess.
No, Cole's a great guy. Cole's good. They've actually already bought a house together, or started a mortgage, I should say.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, right.
Still working on mine.
Yeah.
Hey, Gordon, I didn't see you come in.
Hey.
How's it going, bud?
It's going great. Life is good.
Excellent. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah. Had a great weekend.
Did you guys do anything fun?
Yeah. No. We worked on the house and stuff. Yeah, exactly. We're supposed to be out camping this weekend, but we kind of got rained out.
Yeah, it was gross this weekend. It was cold and rainy. We went, Marla and I did a little shopping yesterday, and it was just, it was terrible out.
Yep.
Cold and rainy. There's Miguel. Hola.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing, man?
I'm here.
Excellent. So that Mike, that creature of yours, Illendar's creature, what was that again?
I think it was a dragon.
Even he's calling it a dragon now.
I was just going to say, did he get slapped for that?
And there was much rejoicing.
There was much rejoicing.
So to do this job, I gotta say, I got like 17 windows open. I need a sound guy who's like sitting over there that I can just sort of like wave to, who's watching the show and then just like popping sound effects in, because when I want to put them in, I have to like go find them, and I've only got 2 screens here.
You need like 3 computers and like 6 screens.
I know it. I gotta have like a whole table, like a mixing board.
You should talk to some of your computer geek friends.
I don't have any.
Well, yeah.
I don't have. I'll get some someday, though. All right,
I do have 3 computers and 5 screens. Does that count?
That's pretty good. All right, hold on. I'm gonna reach out to Matt.
Did Don just volunteer to be the sound man?
I think he did.
No.
That's what it sounded like to me.
He's the second closest, so
well, then we never hear any more slaps. Is the problem?
You would
be like, ah.
Well, you'd only have to control one noise then, Les. He could control the rest.
I have trouble controlling my noises as it is. So who else? Oh, Dan. I'm missing Dan. Oh, Dan said he might be a teeny bit late. He's dropping some family off at the airport, or picking them up, or something equally.
Something to do with family and an airport.
Yeah. All right, I just sent them an email. So, can you guys see the Maparoo?
As far as you know.
All right, excellent. So, just a quick recap of last time. At the very end of last time, a couple of things happened. You guys managed to find Bardos and put him to some very mild questioning, frankly. I was a little shocked at the near total lack. Oh, I got an email from Matt. As he's getting the X-Man to bed, he will be there. He'll be here in 5 minutes. So, so I was kind of shocked by the total lack of questioning that you guys put Bardos to. We were like, oh, here's our friend.
Oh, okay, there's Bardos. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, carry on. Well, all right. Probably kill you in the morning.
I'm not there.
And then,
Otherwise, I'd give lots of questions.
Despite a very prominent sign on a cabinet in a back room that said, "Do not open, you know why," Gato went ahead and opened the thing, releasing a
I think we need another soundbite.
probably it's the same soundbite.
Yeah, the same one, that slapping sound.
He released a creature that many of you probably have never seen before. It's like a whirlwind shot. It's like
and actually hope to never see
smoke that kind of poured out of a sort of like an interior box inside the cabinet. Came pouring out of it and immediately began. It looks like almost like a whirlwind of smoke. Shot through with little bits of fire and stuff like that. It immediately started blowing a lot of wind around, and sort of papers and detritus on the floor sort of blowing around, and immediately began deciding whether to attack Flashheart or Gato. So we'll randomly roll that. So this is after you guys managed to kill all of the Baphometians, the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth, who were sort of hanging out here. You found Bardos sort of tucked back away. He actually managed to get himself loose and was coming out, and actually helped a little bit. Cast a grease spell and wrecked some dudes, and really sort of helped out once he knew that he was close to being rescued. But now you've got him back, and so obviously during the search for loot in the vein. Gato just simply could not contain himself and opened up a cabinet, releasing.
It was decided that we did not want to leave an evil demon loose on the world. Flashheart really wanted to kill it.
We videotape these meetings. Right?
Damn it!
The evidence is all there.
I heard.
at one point.
And there's actually still some portion of the chat left over from last time.
No kidding. Yeah. So
where Gato incriminates himself quite handily.
My nickname is Gato for a reason. It may be the death of you or us. Curiosity got the better of me. So yeah, I do not see anywhere in this chat Flashheart weighing in and saying, "Yeah, go ahead and open that up." I don't see that anywhere here.
There's what we call a confession, boys.
We didn't even have to beat it out of them.
What are you going to believe? My words or what I want you to?
Well, can we still beat it out of him even though he's already got it? Okay.
As your game master, let me make a ruling on that. Sounds okay to me. Let's go. Yeah. Within the rules.
I have the perfect person. Or idol.
No.
Wait, what kind of eidolon is that?
That's a dragon.
It's an eidolon.
Dan.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, man? You back from the airport?
I literally just walked in the door, so I'm probably going to be
really?
A little bit.
All right. Well, we were just pointing the finger at Gato for being the guy who released the smoke creature from a cabinet that very clearly
said, "Do not open."
Said, "Do not open. You know why."
And in the module, it actually says, "If the party so foolishly lets this creature out."
So we were just.
I had forgotten about this.
Yeah, and he tried to. He had hoped that we had forgotten about it too, because he was saying that Flashheart made him and wanted. There was a whole that it was all Matt's idea. Then we went to we reminded him that there is tape on this whole thing, and
get back in there.
As Chuck pointed out, his confession is right there. If you scroll up just a teeny bit in the chat log, it's right there.
Yep.
So yeah, guilty as charged. He looks guilty. He smells guilty. He is guilty.
So as a free action, you run away, right?
Yep. Hey, when I opened the door, I specifically said I was ducking behind the cabinet door when I opened.
Yep. No, I got that. So that's Flashheart's right there in the way. Although a smoke creature, I'm going to give it a chance to see you because it's intelligent, so it may know who let him out and may want to give you a little bite. Did we lose Chuck?
Looks like it.
I think we did.
He'll be back.
You know what the Chinese
Still on the
say?
game,
when
but
one door closes, another opens up.
I've seen before where it takes a few minutes for someone to drop off of There he is.
There he's back. All right. We missed you, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Excellent.
Me and this computer. me and this computer are about to have a fight. It just likes to randomly, for no reason, restart.
You mean like a slap fight?
Yeah, possibly. I wish at this point I knew some good computer people that could remote in and figure out what this thing's malfunction is.
Well, how old is it?
It's nearly brand new. It's like less than a year old.
Really? And it just like turns itself off sometimes?
Yeah, it just, the screens go black. It does a restart maneuver. I don't know if it's a power issue. I don't know if my uninterruptible power supply is going bad or what the hell's going on with it. But
Could be a bad fan too, Chuck.
a bad what?
A bad fan could be overheating.
Oh yeah, that could be.
That's possible. So
Is it an
In an enclosed cabinet?
Yeah, but it's no, it's the company's called iBuyPower, and half of the cabinet is like screen, and it's got like 2 or 3 fans in it. It's got spots for 2 or 3 more fans. I don't know. It's
okay.
Sounds like a pretty good case.
Yeah, it's a decent case. I mean, it's not like it was a super cheap computer. It just doesn't want to work properly for some reason.
Well, if it's in a cabinet, we probably can get Don to let it out.
Well, that does seem to be his specialty.
He's good at it.
He's got experience.
I open the door.
Yeah, I don't need the parts of my computer coming out and attacking me, though. So I think I'll leave it to the professionals.
I'd probably, yeah.
Speaking of attacks, as we wait for Matt to show up, why don't we just go ahead and roll some initiatives? Start things off right. Let me go ahead. Old ones. All right. Also, one thing I wanted to mention before we get going real hard is that the woman you guys were fighting and her Eidolon disappeared. Remember, the Eidolon disappeared first, and then she looked like she was going to surrender. Arushale had her dead to rights, and she very deftly teleported out of there. Yep. So you guys don't know where she went, but she is not there anymore.
We all rolled initiative, and then you deleted everyone, I think.
Those were old initiatives.
No, we just put those in
We
there.
all just rolled initiatives.
Really? Did I
Yep.
delete the new initiatives?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Can you guys do that again?
Do it again.
Yeah.
No
Not
way,
as
'cause I
well,
got like a
probably.
26.
And mine's better this time, so I'm okay.
Okay, I got 27. I'm okay.
Oh, shoot.
Valid.
Where's Farina?
That's you got to put yours in manually. So
Yeah, I did.
And I guess at this point, if I just disappear, I'll be right back.
okay.
All right.
It's a computer issue. If something's about to kill me and I disappear, then my character's gone. And when I come back, he comes
So you
back
just put
healthy.
it back in.
Character
and,
went
yeah.
ethereal, impervious to damage.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
I like it. Okay. All right, let me go ahead.
What I miss?
Nothing. Roll for initiative.
You missed us
yay!
deleting all of our initiative scores.
I'm going to delete these two. These look too high.
These aren't working for me either.
these aren't working.
Hey, can I ask a rules lawyer question really quick while we're waiting for Matt?
Sure.
You can ask.
Ooh. Go ahead. Ask.
Nice. There's my only nat 20 of the night.
That's going to be it for you.
Somehow
Did it go in?
under Farina, so because it was at 08 and it
You'll have to
should've-
resort again.
so I had
Oh,
to-
okay.
So what's up, Dan?
Well, so I've been doing some reading as Mike and the last
That's
notes
your
have
own
been,
fault.
but I've been bugging you with questions. But one of the ones I didn't ask was, so thinking about the claw attacks that Fletcher picked up. And I want to make sure I understand the rules about that because I may have been missing an opportunity on those that I haven't been taking. So the first is it says you get 2 claw attacks that become your primary attack. And online,
Right.
that means is you gotta, even if it's a single attack, you get both claws, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then the other thing,
Oh, wait a minute. No, a single attack?
a single attack, right?
Comes your primary attack. He's saying
Is it your
Only
primary
attack. If you were to run at something and swing, you still only get one swing.
Yeah.
But ideally, you would do a claw.
A full attack, you get everything. But yeah, you don't get, just because it's you don't get double just because it's a primary versus a secondary.
Got it. So you
Primary also refers to the fact that usually your first attack is full, and your next one is -5, and your third one's -10.
got it.
If they're both primary, they're both at your best attack as well.
So if I'm only, like, let's say I moved, so I'm only going to get one attack, I'd only get one claw.
Are we talking second edition rules?
Oh,
This was in the advanced player's guide.
Yeah, Mike, you're getting them confused.
no, I'm not.
Right, but it sounds like I'd only get one claw. I don't get both claws, right?
No, you
If
get
you're
both claws
moving,
for a full
correct.
attack.
Or a full attack, right? But
Yeah,
And
normally
then
you get-
At the main bonus, at the main
at the main attack, right?
at the main bonus, right?
And with my full strength bonus. But with extra attacks, I don't get any additional claws?
no.
only ever
But
two.
that's the bad thing about natural attacks in this game. Is like, for instance, if you got the two claw attacks, you'd get those as soon as you got those attacks. So like at first level, if you had what you're talking about, even though you only get one attack, you'd actually get two because you have two claws. They're both primary attacks, but they never go up. So even after you reach sixth
Okay.
level or whatever, you'd still
It's
only
still
get those
just two claw attacks, yeah. Which
At
is
the
why
20th
sometimes
level,
you
you'd
can
still only get those two attacks.
Yeah, which is why sometimes you'll see natural, like instead of using claws, they'll use slams, which you can get more of.
Right.
Got it.
But you can use like a sword in one hand and do another claw attack too. You can.
Okay, so that's where I was going, Gordon. Thank you. So in a single attack, I'm still just going to swing with my hammer, probably with two hands. But since the hammer's a one-handed weapon, in a full attack, my best option really is going to be hammer, claw, hammer, right?
Yeah.
Not two-handed hammer.
Right.
Right.
So that's the change I'll make now when I'm doing this. Okay.
Yeah, I've done calculations like this using Excel, where it's like you use the min, max, and median damage outputs, and determine sort of the chances to hit against various armor classes, whether it's going to work or not, that kind of thing. And I've been able to come up with some results where I was a little surprised to find out that some attacks do better than others. So yeah, but yeah, it's worth doing the math.
I actually already did, and it's a huge
Okay.
to do it that way because I only lose the 50% bonus is all I use by not doing two-handed, which is like 6 points per. But because I get my full strength, any hit with the claw is like 20, 30 points of damage. So
Yeah. Okay.
that makes up for it. Okay. All right. Thank you for that little brief discussion.
Cool. All right. So Matt hasn't shown up yet, has he? Okay. So we're not going to. I guess he's not here right now.
That means
Yeah.
Gatto's in there alone. Oh no.
Oh,
Illendar's
that's very sad. I'm going to do a quick perception check just to make sure that it can see Gatto.
Matt heard that his character was in danger and is waiting until
Both are.
Yeah, conveniently out of the room.
I'm gonna wait until.
So he definitely sees Gatto behind that cabinet door, even though Gatto's just like. Kind of like hanging back there. So he is definitely going to go after Gatto. And you see 4 of these, like this whirlwind sort of suddenly kind of like these pseudopods come out, and they very quickly sort of form into claws and just shoot out at you. You are not going to like this one bit.
But 2 bits you might.
All right, 21, 26, 17, 24. Any of those hit? Gatto?
26 does, and the 24.
Okay, so 2 hits.
Wait, the first one was a 27. Yeah, that one hits 2.
Okay, so 3 hits.
1, 2, 3 hits.
All right. Sadly, they do not do a ton of damage.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
But when they get freaking 5 attacks, it doesn't matter.
Right. But they do have an interesting capability here. Hold Second. All right, so first things first, damage from these things, 10 points of damage from the 3 tentacles as they grab onto you. You can feel sort of electricity coming through them, although none that causes damage. What it does get is a free grab attack to try and grab you. So it is going to do that. So what's your CMD, good sir?
23.
Yeah, it's got you. So you are grappled. And so Lothar, as you're watching this horrifying thing happen, you also see other pseudopods begin to come out of the creature's body, meaning that it can hold Gato and still attack other people without penalty, because it just makes more pseudopods. So Gato, you are got. You are grappled. All right, and that's it for him. Arushale's up. So Dan, is that I'm going to save that roll.
Okay.
Oops, what happened?
Next
Sorry.
turn. So Fletcher, I'm going to save that roll for your next turn. Yeah.
Sorry, no.
that fumble there.
I hit enter. I thought it would do save. I'm building a macro. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, Arushale.
Does she know what this thing is?
Hold on. Give
She's got
me
some
a
intelligence
knowledge.
that I
Does she have knowledge planes?
Yes.
Give me a knowledge planes check.
Okay.
Ooh, very nice. All right, so I can tell you a couple of things about this. It is called is a denizen of the lower plains called a Mishtu. It is an air creature from the lower plains. It is immune to electricity and it has spell resistance. But it is also, as the last thing that she remembers, it is susceptible to cold damage.
To what?
To cold damage. Where is she? Oh, there she is. She's right there.
She's right there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she's very familiar with her abilities. She's got a spell-like ability. So it's not a spell, but it's a spell-like ability to charm monster. Does she think that will have a chance of working?
Well, the Mishtus are pretty tough. Let me look. What's Charm Monster do? Can it do anybody? Or is it by hit dice? Or some hit dice is immune? Charm Monster, living creature a day per level, works like Charm Person, except that it is not restricted by creature type or size. So let's look at Charm Person real quick. Makes human creature if it's threatened. Does not enable you to control it, but it receives your words and actions in a most favorable way. You can try to give it orders, but you must win an opposed charisma check. So yeah, I don't see anything here that would preclude her.
She's going to try that.
She's going to try and charm monster.
So you got a will save of 23.
23 will save. That's pretty dang good. Okay. Oh boy. So it is. I might have a problem here. All right. So here we go. Oh no, it did not make it. So it is. So Arushale steps into the room and is like, you hear her speaking this like abyssal language, and she's like, and you hear her saying like mishtu kind of thing, and that kind of thing, and the thing sort of stops. It's still got Gato, but it's not like squeezing him anymore, but it's definitely sort of paying attention to her.
Basically what she's going to convince it is, hey, we were releasing you, doing you a favor, so now you can go. Please don't harm me and my friends. Just go ahead and go wreak havoc outside this building.
Give me a diplomacy check. Arushale is a diplomacy check.
Are you sure you don't want bluff?
Well, are you lying to him?
Yes.
No, it's a diplomacy check. I mean, you're not. I mean, is she lying to him? Are you guys going to let it? If it believes her, are you guys going to actually let it go?
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Paladin's not
There's a
here.
lot of silence there.
Paladin's
The chaotic good people in the party are like, sure, let it go.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to make the roll. This is the lower skill. So this is diplomacy.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
So if she's lying, then that number becomes 56.
All right. So she's really good at. So it's her. Oh my God. So 56. All right. So
strength.
I'm gonna do a quick sense motive just to see what it thinks. It's not hyper intelligent. So yeah, it pretty much believes her. So she says, "We are not here to harm you. We are. Let my friend go. We have released you. You can leave here. You're not captured anymore." Kind of thing, right?
Yep.
All right. So there's a long moment where it still has Gato, and Gato's like, "I hope this works," and it does. It ends up like sort of retracts its claws away from Gato and releases him, and then it sort of like spins out toward. It begins.
Then she's going to
towards the door.
basically, the people that are behind her say, "Let this thing through. Back up. Let this thing through."
Okay. So it comes through. It actually comes through this open door here. So it just kind of flows right through there. You and Bardos see this big sort of swirling creature come out, and it does. It basically heads for it flies over to the door, relatively thing. Farina, you feel the wind as it passes. There's a lot of like ambient wind as this thing sort of swirls out. It's almost like a little swirling tornado with electrical energy shooting through it, and it hits out the door and leaves.
She's going to walk up here, wink at Gato as she points to the little thing at the table that says "Do not open." You kind of smile at him, wink at him, and say, "Yeah, we might want to pay attention to that next time." And then she's
Sounds good.
going to walk out. And
I move here and check the cabinet. Anything in it?
All right, so there's a couple of things in it. First, there's like a smaller box, and this box has like holes punched in it. It's closed and latched, but there's no lock on it.
Is there a sign?
Not on the
says
box,
don't
no.
is there a sign?
No, they thought that the sign on the front of the doors would be sufficient, satisfactory for what they wanted here. They didn't feel like a sign on the inside was going to be necessary.
The priest
No one
here,
would be that stupid to open the door if it had an obvious sign.
the priest here.
So
here-
the box with holes in it. What else is in here?
So other than that, there's a bunch of like papers and documents. What does it look like that are sort of stuck in there? It looks like otherwise sort of like you ever see one of those old time secretaries that sort of fold down and they become a desk, but it's like a cabinet. It's kind of like that. It sort of like opens up and folds out, and it becomes like a workstation. There's a lot of what look to be sort of papers and stuff in there. Like writing materials.
I scoop up the papers and put them in my bag.
Right? Got all of them?
All of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna let those guys look at them later.
Okay.
Take the box out and carry it to this room right here,
Okay.
and ask the guys if they want me to examine the box any further. I am not hiding anything.
Okay.
The priest declares that Gato shall open no further boxes ever.
On penalty of no more healing.
It is decreed. It is known.
So say we all.
How heavy is the box?
It's not heavy at all. It feels empty. There's nothing rattling around in it or anything like that.
But there's holes in it.
There's holes in it, yeah.
Might have been his little home.
And it's latched. There's a clasp, but there's no lock or anything that you can see.
Is that box magical?
It does not radiate magic.
You guys sure I can't open it?
I'm okay with opening it.
Okay, I open it.
Do you think that in the future you may ever be injured?
As soon as one person starts to say, "Well,
I think it's okay. Okay, it's open.
All right, so you open it up. It doesn't take long, and it is indeed empty. The only thing very curious about that, besides the fact that it's punched full of holes, now it's about a foot square. The only thing curious about it is that the inside, where it's not punched through with holes, is lined with some sort of metal. You're not kind of sure what kind of metal it is. It's sort of silvery in color, but it's not silver. You're not sure. It's not mithril either. It's some sort of silvery metal that sort of lines the interior of the box. But beyond that, it is indeed empty.
Okay, I take it with me.
Okay. All right, cool. So what do you guys do now? So now you have an opportunity to ask Bardos some more questions, or think about what you're going to do next. You've got a couple of options here. You could head back to Citadel Drezen and go about the business of trying to convince somebody to bring Illendar back. Or you could leave Illendar here. It's relatively safe. You can leave his corpse here. And maybe
I'm not going anywhere.
Back to he's not going anywhere. Maybe go back to. You have a pretty good idea of the location of the Ivory Labyrinth, the headquarters of the Templar, the Baphometian Templars in this region, and you have Bardos who actually came from there, so he can get he has some information about the place, and he between him and Arushale, you guys could probably go right there.
Bardos does not have a spell book. He's got a spare, though, back at the fort, so he would prefer to go to Drezen. And also to get Illendar.
Yeah, why don't we go get Illendar? I don't understand why.
Mike really likes playing this girl.
Let's see. Nobody drow, super hot chick that can do all kinds of stuff.
I don't know if you were nobody. Everybody's sort of going out of their way.
I say we get Illendar back.
I say we go straight to the temple. Well, sounds like it's unanimous. Straight to the temple then.
Non sequitur of anything. Does selective channeling allow me to omit box openers?
Yes, it does. You can omit whoever you want.
I think if you look at the fine print at the bottom, I think it does specifically say that.
Just checking.
Now, before you do that, Les, we did encounter the creature, right?
We overcame it.
The Mishtu?
Yes.
Yes.
And we did survive it.
Yes. Arushale charmed it and sent it on its way, yeah.
Now, I would think because of Arushale, we get all the XP from that.
Technically,
not if we don't open the cabinet.
Technically.
That's a good point. If you don't, no cabinet, no XP.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry I'm not here. Sorry,
hey, there he is.
Hey. How are everybody?
I'll be right back.
Your paladin was conveniently not here for the fight against the smoke monster.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was checking my messages with Iomedae, my text message from Iomedae.
Text from Iomedae.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
Like, new paladin, who dis? Or new prayer, who dis?
I need a sound guy for too to write down quotes and stuff.
Yeah.
So you need a sound guy. You just need a DM assistant that you need.
I need a lackey. I need.
Don't you have one hanging around your house, eating your food and carrying your last name?
No.
Oh yeah, they're too old to be effective lackeys. I can't order them around anymore.
Oh.
Like, what up, Dad?
Well, here's what you do. You don't call it lackey. You call it internship.
I need an intern. I need a DM's intern.
Yeah.
Do that. More drinks over here. All right. So you guys think that you guys decided that you guys are going to go back to Drezen?
Yes.
All right.
We are trying to raise our slain friend here.
Okay.
Regardless of what he wants.
Regardless of what he wants.
You believe that it is about 4 to 4.5 days away from where you are now to get back to Drezen, but it's pretty much a straight shot. I mean, you can just kind of like, you can see where it is. The direction is pretty uncomplicated. Yeah, exactly. And you guys have been wandering out here for a while, you're getting kind of. What's the word I'm looking for? Experienced of moving around in the world.
Waste.
Yeah, so in the waste. So you're very careful about your what you eat and water you drink. You pack all your stuff with you. What you can't manufacture, you post guards. You guys are pretty sophisticated about that. You guys, so I mean, so do you start immediately, or are you going to stay in this place for a night and rest here, or how do you want to do this?
What time of day is it?
Can I sanctify this? Can I sanctify or de-sanctify, depending on whose side you're on? This
Well, you could
location?
probably sanctify it. It
You
is
want to
a
consecrate it, right?
yeah. It is
Yeah,
a it is
consecration.
it is consecrated to Baphomet, so you could counter that. That would certainly they would make a few people unhappy.
Yeah, I think we want to definitely take a little time to do that. I would feel that was my minimal obligation to this location.
All right, so you're going to
Take her down a notch.
How long does consecrate take? A couple of hours?
I think it's an hour.
Is it an hour? Hold on.
Yeah, but it's +3 with radiance, right? So now it's only like 15 minutes.
Well, it doesn't speed it up, but it does make it more powerful. Certainly,
Sure.
It takes
Like
2 hours per. Oh, so consecrate. I don't know if this is the right spell. The spell blesses an area with positive energy. It lasts for a couple hours per level.
Yeah, that's not a permanent thing.
That's not a. Oh, it's okay. But that's what you want to do.
Anybody else have a suggestion?
Talking about for a more permanent thing is probably
It's hallow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably a really high cleric level or something.
Hold on. I think what you're thinking of is hallow.
Hello, how are you?
Casting time is 24 hours.
Casting time is 24 hours. It is a 5th level spell and not available to paladins.
Of course.
Sorry, dude.
The best you can do is probably draw a mustache on the Baphomet statue or something.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could try and break up that statue. Several of you have hammers.
Okay.
You could probably bust that up and just say Baphomet, spray paint.
I'm still carrying a few cans or a few vials of holy water. Can I do anything with that that's useful? So it's
There's
left
nothing.
my channel, not their channel, right?
You could pour it on stuff. I don't know that it would. None of this stuff is unhallowed. Yeah, this place is more or less a way station for these Templars. They come in here, they sleep, they get a meal, and then they move on to either the headquarters or wherever else they're going out into the world wound. It's not a temple.
It's just a statue of him, and yeah.
You could knock over the statue of Baphomet and spray paint Baphomet sucks it on the wall or something like that for whenever somebody shows up. Here's the other thing, though. If the woman who was in charge of this place that escaped, she's probably the likelihood is she hasn't been back. You guys haven't seen her for a couple hours. It's possible she escaped to a place where she can rat you guys out. So it could easily be that they're sending people here. So I don't know how long you would want to stay here. It's probably mid-afternoon by now.
We can do that Sylvan hideaway that I can build. I mean, the only thing is it takes a 3rd level spell out of the mix. But then we can make a hidey hole wherever we want.
Let's just hike as far as we can go today and then do that. And then you can rest and get it back.
Yeah, if we do that.
Yeah, I don't think we want to stick around the inn.
The only counter to that is, do we want to do a Sylvan hideaway? Could we do it where we then spring out on whoever finally does show up as the rescue party to the Baphometians?
Ambush
wipe out
second tier?
the relief crew. Who we're still waiting. We still want to get her, the teleporter, right? What did we decide what she was? Was she just a straight mage, or
She's a summoner.
Summoner?
Okay.
I mean, our job's not to take on all this stuff.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
to do recon and to let Citadel Drezen know what's going on so they can take care of it.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right. We don't have to be the hero in every story.
You paladins
most
most
of them.
all the evil in the world.
All right, I will content myself with defacing the Baphometian things, drawing whatever you say on them. I was probably going to go something less mature.
Baphomet sucks it?
Yeah, exactly. Something less mature. Those little text boxes, cartoon text boxes around her mouth. Yeah.
Something rude.
I love Iomedae. Kissy, kissy. and then
Now you're just being egregious about that stuff.
What's the building made of?
So the building itself is made of stone.
Okay.
So it's
My only thought is, if this is used as a way station, If we have a relatively easy way to destroy the building so that it can no longer be used as a reasonable way station, that might be worth doing before we leave. Otherwise, let's just get moving on.
Yeah.
Well, the stuff inside. So inside there are like obviously like beds and stuff and wooden tables and stuff like that. There's also a fair amount of supplies here too.
So we could burn it.
You know, you could that stuff. You wouldn't necessarily be able to burn it down, but you could burn up the stuff inside.
We could burn up the stuff inside, destroy the supplies and everything, because we're not going to carry all those with us. So,
did we decide we did not have horses, right?
No, you did not bring your horses out.
No, we don't. Okay. So yeah, that would be my only thing. If we can destroy this and at least inconvenience them and take away their way station, that might be worth doing.
It's not a terrible plan.
Okay, we'll do that.
Sounds good.
All right. So you guys gather up all the like wooden accoutrements, beds, and clothing and chests and stuff like that, and put them all like in a pile in the middle of that big room. I'm assuming something like that.
Yep.
And after we use their supplies to replenish ours, then we'll destroy the rest.
Okay. All right. So you grab up some things. I'm assuming you put
because we've been on the road for a while, so our supplies are probably getting low.
Probably, yeah. You guys have been on the road for a fair amount of time, coming upwards on how much supplies do you have? Because it's coming up on about 2 weeks that you guys have been out there. Let me check.
Probably didn't have too much more than that, so yeah, we can.
You can load up,
replenish based on using their supplies and then destroy the rest.
Hold on a second.
Bardos has nothing.
Yeah, Bardos doesn't have anything in the way of supplies, so he can. You guys started your expedition. Ooh, this is a while ago. So you guys started your expedition on the 9th. It is now the 24th, so more than 2 weeks. A little more than 2 weeks you guys have been out here.
So yeah, we'll use this place since it's got tables and, we'll use this place to eat their supplies and then replenish ours and then take off.
Okay, and then burn everything else up?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so you ended up getting a pretty big fire going inside. Smoke, and when you guys finally depart, smoke is billowing out of the front area and all the doors and stuff like that, and it's burning merrily as you guys depart and head to the northeast. You guys, being relatively sophisticated world wound travelers now after 2 weeks in the wastes, you guys can move pretty quickly. You're not doing a ton of investigating, but you do manage to get across the border that night into this hex right there as you cross over right here into the area. You guys make your camp. You do not see anything that night as you guys are moving. You wake up the next morning pretty early as the sun's coming up and realizing that every night in the world wound is a dangerous one. You guys continue to move pretty quickly. You get about midday. You're trucking across this hex and you're getting there when someone makes a perception check.
You want to tell us who that is?
Could be anybody. Okay.
Damn it, Mike.
I didn't make this character.
Gatto. So Gatto and Arushale, as they are, as you guys are like sort of trucking across the wastes. You guys see in the distance. At first, you're not entirely sure what it is, but then it looks like it looks like something glowing in the distance.
Wait, no.
Like a circle, like a circle or a ring, not on the ground, like upright.
Like a small whirlwind?
No, like
Anybody else got an idea?
Like a ring of
a ring of fire,
like power, or electricity. Okay. But it's upright, and it's about probably 8 feet. Well, more than that, probably close to 10 or 12 feet in diameter, but it just looks like a circle of this energy, some sort of energy.
And it burns, burns, burns. That ring of fire.
Like an elemental, Wes?
No, it's just sitting there and it's not moving. It doesn't look like. I mean, you've seen fire elementals. Well, you've seen elementals of all kinds. It doesn't look like that.
Does it look like some kind of gate?
Could be.
A gate that's moving?
Like that.
What's the knowledge check for it?
Something like that. Either knowledge arcana or knowledge planes, probably.
Okay, I have knowledge planes. I'll try that.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. This is very reminiscent. I mean, when you finally get an eye on it, you look at this. It looks very much like what you've experienced as being a gate or a portal of some sort.
Okay.
And it's just sitting there.
Yeah, that can't be good.
I think we got to close that up right now. We don't need things coming through.
Gato, don't you want to check it out? Jump in, jump out?
Hokey pokey it. How close is the portal?
About 150 yards away.
And it just appeared.
No,
well, it was sitting there when you guys, and it came into view. Now you guys have your direction.
I see.
The way you're going will bring it close.
Sight.
Yeah, it will bring it. Your path will bring your characters relatively close to it.
I think we're gonna want to approach it carefully, right? I don't think we need to run screaming at it, but I think we want to approach it carefully. And I'm always going to remember that the charge towards the hag's defenses there. How far are you away? Oh, like a half mile. Like, on open ground. In heavy plate armor.
that was a fun time for everybody.
It was a perfect plan.
It was a perfect plan. But yeah, it's just sort of sitting there hanging. I mean, kind of shimmers. It's obviously some sort of energy is holding this circle open. Lothar, you're the closer you guys get, the more certain you are that this is some sort of data portal.
Arushale, does this ring any bells to you? This feels like a portal from your home dimension there, or your home plane.
Yeah, that's my living room.
Give me a knowledge planes, Arushale.
Okay.
It's the one that's plus 31 or whatever.
No.
It's more than that. 22. So, you're not sure. You can say a couple of things. One, this does not look like the kind of portals that would be created between here and the abyss. This to her is reminiscent. Now she can't speak to every single kind of portal in the world, but this is more reminiscent of a portal created on this plane. This doesn't look like a multiplanar portal. It looks like a single plane portal. What she can also tell you is that it's taking a fair amount of magical energy to hold that open. These sorts of, unless she misses her guess, these sorts of portals tend to be very temporary. If to hold them open in this fashion would require a pretty significant amount of magical power.
I can't imagine we want to leave this just sitting there and wait to see what happens. I think we want to try to. I can't imagine good happening that we wouldn't want to go disrupt it if we could.
If we get closer to it, can we see through it? Like, can we see into wherever it leads, or is it just a hoop?
Yeah, it's just it looks like a hoop.
So if
there it is.
If we were on opposite sides, we just see each other through that portal, right?
I just got that. Sorry. Okay. Took me a minute. I'm a little slow on the uptake. All right. So what were you thinking, Mike?
No, we'd see each other if we stood on opposite sides of it, right?
Yeah, you think so? I mean, you can sort of see through it from here, and what you can see looks like World Wound. I mean, you guys are out in the wastelands. It looks like the same stuff. But it could be that it's just leading to a different place in the World Wound. I mean, frankly, all this World Wound stuff looks pretty much the same.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you playing sinister music, or do I have something else on my computer?
I'm not playing any music.
That's somebody else?
That's Les.
All right.
No, I'm playing sinister music.
That's Les
All
being
right.
mean to Matt again.
I've had it before where like I'm playing and then like I hear CNN commentators in the back realize I left a CNN auto portal or auto restart videos open on another browser page. Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the thunder either.
Or the vent.
Okay. Nice.
No,
nice
I'm using
setting.
it's a Sirenscape, so I'm
I like it. I was feeling it.
it's a little bit less I feel like it's more accommodatable than I don't know 10 hours of the Girl from Ipanema.
When I ran Call of Cthulhu for 5 years, I had all kinds of very maudlin sounding tunes because you can never be happy in Call of Cthulhu. You always have to be on the edge of suicide.
Yep, exactly.
I can't control Urushalay.
Hold on. Hold, please.
Oh, please.
We'll sort that out for you.
And I'm missing a bird.
There you are. Oh, yeah, I gotta go get your bird. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I want a bird too.
No bird for you.
Birds all the way around.
I got your bird.
It's unfortunate I don't have a camera because then you could see the bird that I'm giving you.
Where is your bird?
Bardos
there it is.
2, Les. Bardos 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Guess we need him. I set this up before they found you. Bardos and bird. Here you guys go.
So are we going to
So
move
it's just-
towards this?
it's
Are we
just
going to
sitting
move
there.
towards this gate and see if we can close it?
Got to figure out what it is first. Yeah,
Oh, I
Urushalay
forget.
said she's going to go check it out to see if we can somehow see through it, or
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go. Unless we think it's going to be like something that can detonate and we want to send a scout. Otherwise, I think we should go up there and see if we can discourage whatever it is from being in our area.
she's volunteering to go up.
I'll go too.
Could
Yeah.
be the creature that had Bardos captured. It's very possibly scrying on him.
Got it. Rick, quick question. I should be fully healed, right? We should all be fully healed, right?
Yeah, make sure you check
Gato and
your
I-
HP because
Actually, both of them will have to heal
characters.
you. Actually, if we stay a night, then yeah, everybody should be fully healed.
Yeah, everybody would
You
have
guys
been
didn't-
fully healed.
Oh, yeah, you guys
Because we spent
camped,
the
but-
night, yeah.
Yeah.
My HP
sense.
was like back to level 7 though, so make sure.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, definitely check your HP. Sorry
Everybody
about
but Illendar is fully healed. And Gato, you still look like you're injured.
Yeah, nobody healed Gato.
that.
Good.
Nobody wanted to.
It was the Blade of the Night King, right? That
I
your
personally
shoulder.
don't mind the
one
chaos
of the
that
nine.
Gato brings to the party.
All right, so Urushalay is about 50 feet away from the portal, and she with each step, Mike, she becomes increasingly convinced that that's exactly what this is. But she is surprised at how much magical energy is sort of being taken up. What are the rest of you doing as Urushalay sort of cautiously approaches? And I assume you have like a bow and arrow out or something.
I'm going to move to within 150 feet and then stop.
Okay. I think you're closer than that now.
Oh, am I?
I think so. Hold on a second. Where are you? Yeah, you're about 70 feet away from it right now.
Okay, well then I'm good
These
where
are
I am.
5-foot squares.
Okay, I'm good where I am.
Okay.
All right. Do we see any closer or less?
Kitchen.
You can see that the ring itself is sort of like, it's giving off, it becomes
The didgeridoo
apparent
sound?
that it's sort of like, well, there's like a sort of sound to it as this energy. It's not fire, it's not electricity, but it's sort of like a combination of the two. And it's sort of like, you can see it sort of like moving in a ring. It's not going around in circles, but, it's moving within there. It looks like it looks like the ring itself is sort of containing the energy. It doesn't look like a bomb or anything like that. And Urushalay, Mike, is convinced that this is some sort of portal.
And we don't see a different landscape or a person standing in the portal at the moment?
You do not.
Okay. Wow.
So is our goal to remove this portal?
I think that we
I don't
want
know if
to
we know
close
a
it if we
way.
could. I don't think we want to leave it here if we
we know how to.
disgorge like a rock or something right on our backs.
Well, it's somewhat of a long shot, but I can try dispel magic on the portal.
Okay.
It's probably the best thing. I can
Fletcher's willing to hit it if that helps.
think.
So from where I am, because dispel magic is 100 feet plus 10 per level, I can hit the portal with it and stay back here.
Can I ask a question? If that's your portal that you cast and somebody hits dispel magic on it, whether it works or doesn't work, do you know it?
Oh yeah.
I would think so.
So if it doesn't work, we're kind of knocking on the door.
Effectively, yeah.
What's your point?
Okay.
That's pretty much our MO.
Okay.
Well, no, I get what you're saying, and
Knock.
I get what you're saying, and maybe we don't want to do that because I don't know. I never know what chance I have with dispel magic.
Exactly.
And there's a whole ringtone created for my die rolling, so it's not generally good. But that's the one thing that I can offer.
No chucks.
Exactly.
Bucks, no Chuck. I forgot that.
I guess
So
what I'm saying is if we're going to do this, I feel like we should be in a defensive position, like prepared that we fail, we knock on the door, and somebody comes out to see who the hell's knocking on their door.
Right.
Well, thank you for wanting to assume that I'm going to fail first.
No,
That's
I'm assuming this is a high-level spell. And
that's fantastic teamwork. No, I agree. I think that, and I'll say this out loud. I can try to dispel it. I don't know whether that will be successful. If I fail, the caster will likely know that I've tried. So
Why don't
how
you
they
hold?
how
Why
they
don't you?
respond, I don't know.
Why don't we hold off until we can get a little closer to see if we can see anything?
Yeah, I'm good with that. You just let me know. I'll stay back here away from what I perceive as danger.
Arushale, do you see any dangers in getting closer besides it disgorging something on us?
Not at this point. Other than,
All
yeah,
right.
something possibly stepping through.
May I say, Arushale, your dulcet tones are so alluring. All right.
You're just
All
making
right.
it difficult for her, aren't you, Splash Art?
Just Mike's fair.
As he walks up
Not
there
at this point.
Pulls off his shirt again.
I'm not even going for a
He pulls
falsetto.
off his shirt. That top's coming right off.
I'm going to knock an arrow.
Fletcher, I'm going to give you the mom arm. You know, like, whoa, stay back.
The mom.
So, Flashheart, give me a perception check. Arushale, too.
Who cast the gust of wind on Flashheart's hair to make that posture?
It's
Doing blue steel.
It's a perpetual spell. Oh, look at that.
Natty
Boom.
20, look at that.
I see all the way through.
You guys both see it. You guys are staring at this thing. You both see it. You were looking sort of, so it's basically just a ring of energy out here in the middle of nowhere. And curious all the same because of, just for that reason. As you guys get within about 20 feet of this thing, so before, as you guys were approaching, it looked like you could see directly through the ring, like you could see through it. You saw sand, you saw world wound terrain out on the other side. As you get within 20 feet, something changes, and there's this blackness that fills the ring, and you can see something coming. So it's blackness. At first you'd think that it's just total blackness that fills the ring. But then you realize that you are looking into some place because there is light there. It's sort of in the background and it's not very bright. But the reason that you can determine that there's light is because you see some sort of black some sort of shadow moving forward towards the edge of the ring. So whatever you triggered, this portal is now two-way. Something is coming towards it.
Yeah, let me stop you. Lothar, dispel magic as a free action. Let me stop you right there, DM. I've heard enough.
Okay. So Flashheart, you yell out, dispel magic.
Well, I give him the
one
signal, the
chance.
silent signal that we worked out beforehand that you weren't privy to.
Okay. That I wasn't privy to. All right.
Yeah. There was a whole meeting beforehand.
Okay. Those coming up, arrows in, ready to go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dispel magic. Is that a gug?
It's something.
Okay, so
And
I
it's
hear,
it's getting ready to come through.
I
Anybody
hear
read?
him say dispel magic, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I have the bow ready also.
So
So
Let's find out what it is first.
I have a quick question about the spell magic.
Sure.
It's a D20 plus caster level against 11 plus the caster of the spell. Do I get my wisdom bonus with that?
You do not.
No.
Okay,
It's basically a caster level versus caster level kind of thing. For something like this, yeah.
Okay,
Now,
so
there's feats you can get that can increase it, but that's it.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have those. So a D20 plus 8, I'm going to try to spell magic.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So you can't.
Wow,
so
it's still
you hear
there.
Flashheart yell out, "Dispel it! Dispel it!" You're not entirely sure what's going on because you're pretty far back. Although you can't see through it anymore. Something's it's become opaque or something like that. But you hear Flashheart like, "Dispel it, Lothar! Dispel it!" You cast Dispel magic, and you can feel this sort of obliterate. I mean, there's like this obliterating magic that tries to get over there. Your spell just kind of hits this thing and just goes and stops. You're not sure what the caster level is,
But I rolled a 3.
significant. Yeah, you rolled a 3. So what your spell just was like, it almost like it just slid off of it.
Yeah.
Somebody have the No Chucks ringtone?
Now, where's that wah wah?
Oh,
All right.
Here we go. Sorry, I got it. Wait, I don't got it.
You don't got it.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
this,
so
this looks exactly like a Lovecraft Gug right here, so far as I'm seeing.
is it okay? So
I would think
It really is in
Ursula would
D&D
be
terms, but
familiar with the demons. Does this look like a demon she knows of?
give me a knowledge planes or knowledge demons.
somebody she used to date, or like the kind of
Yeah,
Ex-boyfriend.
a friend. And the guy comes through. He's got like a vape pen. He's like, Ursula, what are you doing here?
Ooh, Matt, you just did a Google search.
yeah. That was the Gug. I thought it'd be a little shorter than that, but
Okay.
anybody wants to know what a Gug looks like.
So Ursula,
Oh, got it.
she does not recognize this creature at all as a demon. She doesn't think it's a demon. It steps through the thing. Hold on a second. Oh, it steps through and out. Oh, hold on. And it is this. It is about 15 to 18 feet tall.
Okay.
It has 4 arms. Give me actually the 3 closest ones: Fletcher, Ruchelet, and Flasher. Give me a perception check.
I don't know. I rolled twice.
Wow.
but-
Okay. Wow. Those are some great perceptions. Okay. So all 3 of you can see it. So it has 4 arms. The interesting thing is that you can see that from a facial features perspective, it has sort of a sideways mouth with these eyes on the side. See how that looks?
Yep.
So it's like its whole head is a mouth. And further, and it's not on the picture, but what you can see is in its shoulders, it looks like a big sort of, and it's probably easily maybe 1.5 feet in diameter. It looks like it has been sort of mounted with these circles. So those little things that look like a screw on one end and then have like a circle on it for latching like screen doors and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those little circles. It looks like those, only enormous. It looks like somebody took a big metal ring with some sort of spike on it, 2 of them, and turned them right side up and injected them into this creature's shoulders.
So does this
there's
creature
like
look
these-
constructed, or just happens to have?
It
you know,
doesn't look constructed.
plus,
It's not a
okay.
construct. It doesn't look like it's made of metal. It looks like it's made of flesh. But it does have these 2 big metal rings stuck into it. And you're not sure why. I mean, it's obviously not armor, although the rings sort of hang up. The rings are sort of sideways. They're not like this. You know what I'm saying? So they're not facing you. They're sort of like facing each other, like bracketing its head.
Okay.
Some giant party game.
But it's not armor. It doesn't have any armor on. You're not sure what those rings are. But you know what the funnest part is? Let's roll for initiative.
Oh, before it goes to combat, are we here to parlay? Are we sprechen Sie common?
It's this thing pops out of there and just sort of like kind of does one of these. It kind of like looks around, and that's how you get a better look at these rings that it has mounted on it.
I don't know. I'm rolling twice again. Sorry.
It's hard to tell with the weirdo eyes that it has, but it looks like it's looking beyond you, towards the rest of the group.
Hey, Les, I'm not sure what's going on with roll 20 for me, but it keeps rolling twice for me. But this first one is my 7 for initiatives. I want the 20, but I'll take the 7.
All right. All right. So who did everybody's initiatives get in there? Not everybody's is in there. All right. So let me roll mine.
Yeah, mine's not on the list yet.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hold on a sec.
You have to manually add flash hearts.
Okay, hold on.
Because I rolled twice, is that why?
No, you didn't use
the
script.
Yeah, I forgot. I need like a half-day script training.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Next time we decide to roll up characters for a new campaign, I need you to build me something that never has to roll dice.
What was Flashheart? What was your initiative?
7.
7.
Really work on that.
Yeah,
4
just
point. Wow.
something that has a 50 saving throw for everything and doesn't have to roll dice.
And Fletcher, what was yours? What was your initiative?
23 again.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
That's another nat 20 that I wasted.
Yike. All right. All right, let's go.
Mine's
There.
a 4.
Okay. So Flashheart and Rochelet, you see this thing sort of like looks around, and then it seems like it's looking past you at where, so you know the group is sort of behind you. It seems to be looking at, it's looking past you. It's not like looking at, and it turns and begins to move. Rochelet, you're first.
What is it looking for if it's not looking for us? If we're just
Looking for one of the squishies.
pawns in the cruel game of life.
He could be just a grunt and he's coming to pick up stuff to carry.
Well,
Yeah.
could he be looking for Illendar or
No. Lothar's my guess.
Or Bardos.
Send Gato up to talk to him.
is it
He's
Gado's
not
right
even paying
home?
attention to her. Like it never even looked at her, just immediately looked past her and started walking past her.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he looked at it. It's hard to tell. Its eyes are very milky and opaque, and it doesn't have pupils, so it's hard to sort of see exactly what it's looking at. You could tell that it sort of like scanned around. It obviously can see you, but it doesn't look like it's looking at you. It looks like it's looking beyond you guys.
Okay. She's going to ask Flashheart if. Actually, she's going to ask Flashheart if it's evil and then try and get its attention and see if it will divert.
All right. Is that a swift action for you to detect evil?
Yeah, I think it's. I just have to.
Or
we
free
determined this
action?
earlier. Yeah, free action, swift action.
Free action. So
Yeah.
you do a quick look at it, and you're like, it is not evil.
Huh. Hey, he's with us, guys.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, and he looks like a great hugger. All right, not evil. Well, what the hell is he then? And who would have sent him who's not evil on his plane? All right, well,
Try talking to him.
She's going to try, get its
Okay.
attention and saying, what do you need or what are you after?
What language does she speak?
She's going to start.
Common?
She's going to start with common, but she's
Okay.
got all kinds of them.
yeah, we'll probably skip the infernal languages.
Yeah, Flashheart, as far as you can tell, it's not evil.
She's got abyssal, celestial, common, draconic. And actually, telepathy isn't language specific, right?
Well, it depends. If she wanted to communicate with it, she would have to telepathically speak to it in a language that it understood. Otherwise, it's like somebody's in your brain going, and you just don't know.
She's going to be trying telepathically as well to try and.
Okay. All right, so she's basically blasting out. What is she saying? What is she saying in all these languages?
She's trying to get its attention and ask what's its purpose or what is it after, because she can tell it's zoned into something, and she's afraid it's one of the squishy party members.
Give me, I guess this would still be perception. Give me a perception check. 35. Okay, so it does not react to her saying things, but when she reaches out to it telepathically, it's at first she's kind of shocked because this creature, most of the time if she's going to read surface thoughts on something, she can't just like blow in there. A lot of people have like defenses and things like that. You can't. So Rushla can't just read your surface thoughts unless you sort of open your mind up to her, like what Illendar did. So she asked you to open your mind up so that she could see if you were telling the truth.
Right.
What she realizes as she reaches out this thing telepathically is that it is incredibly simple from a psychological standpoint. It has basically one thought, and that is basically the way she would interpret it is, and it's not even in really like language. It has a picture in its mind of Bardos, and it just says it has one purpose, and that is to collect him and bring him back through the.
Okay, she's going to call out, this thing's after Bardos.
So we're safe.
Yeah.
This thing's after Bardos. I think
we know why.
It has. I mean, it's very simple from a psychological standpoint. I mean, the protections that normal creatures have against mind reading, this creature doesn't have. It's basically, to Arushale's telepathy, an open book, but that book is very short. It basically contains 2 pages. One of those pages is a picture of Bardos, and the other one is the command to collect him and bring him back.
Okay, she'll just let her know this thing's here to collect Bardos and bring him back.
He's like an Italian mafia money collector.
And I'm out of charm monsters for the day, unfortunately.
So it's a new day.
Oh, it is. She's going to try and charm it.
All right. This is a lot of stuff going on in one round.
Okay, then she'll wait till next round.
Okay. Fletcher of the House Fletcher, first of his name.
Knowing that it's after Bardos, I come back to Bardos.
All right, so you're running back to Bardos. Bardos, you heard her say this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as a free action, like talk whenever, she said, I'm going to try and charm this, but if you guys attack it, it's going to make it more difficult for me.
All right. I think that was directed at Flashheart.
It's directed at everyone.
Okay.
Go ahead. Say again.
The last thing she said, I'm going to try and direct this thing elsewhere, but if you guys attack it, that's going to make it more difficult.
Yeah, I'm not planning on attacking now. I know it's not evil until I have a need to otherwise. But obviously, it trying to take Bardos from us is going to present a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I can put this in a sleeper hold or anything.
No, it's like 18 feet tall.
Yeah. Shh, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
It'd be like Iron Man when he's like using the puncher thing on the Hulk.
Yeah, exactly. Go to sleep. The Hulk Buster. I love that.
It's getting kind of dark, buddy.
All right, Gatto. So Fletcher, you ran back. You're standing next to Bardos in sort of, I'm assuming, some sort of defensive position.
Aye.
Okay. Gatto, here's your chance to make up for opening the cabinet. Some sort of heroic deed.
I have my bow out with an arrow notched in it, and I move to this position.
Okay.
Nicely done. I was just thinking dragon.
I was thinking the same thing myself. All right, so Gatto, you're sort of running, sort of like kind of in a sort of a curve pattern to sort of get in front of it.
No, get around behind it as it continues.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Farina, what are you doing? So from your point of view, it looks like it's looking right at you and beginning to walk towards you.
Yeah.
But you heard Arusha yell out, "It's after Bardos."
Yeah. So I'm going to move myself here.
Okay.
It's gravity bow.
Okay.
And I'm going to guess it's going to beeline. Yeah, I'm going to guess it's going to beeline right for Bardos. So that's where I'm going to position both of us.
Okay. Sounds good. In a sort of flanking position. Bardos, the man of the hour, the guest of honor. What do you do? And I need to know what Ohm's going to do, too. You're controlling both of them right now.
He's going to run into his arms and say, "I've missed you."
So,
Holmes got a different initiative, so that's different.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay, we'll just do that way. So Bardos, I mean, you're kind of surprised that Arusha is like, it's after Bardos, but then it starts to make a certain kind of sense considering where you've been for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you said that it seemed like the guy let me go kind of under dubious circumstances, so Bardos has a feeling that he's being watched somehow. I mean,
you're still wearing the clothes that you stole.
Yeah,
when you escaped.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's scrying on me, he knows me. He met me. He doesn't need clothes.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But I guess I'm gonna tell Fletcher and Lothar that I'm gonna go and visit and see if that makes this thing harder to find me. So I'll do that.
I'm gonna use a free action to speak and ask Bardos to touch my shoulder before he goes invisible.
Okay, I'll do that. And that's it. I guess I'll move.
No.
I'll stay.
Stay in contact with me.
I'm going to touch Lothar and then go invisible.
Okay, so you go invisible, all right? Speed is 50. All right, so this thing turns, and as I mentioned before, it was looking right at Bardos. It is still looking in that direction, and it turns and it essentially walks. Now, because it's so big, it takes big steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It walks right between Flashheart and Arusha. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Now it's sort of in between Farina and Otto, and then it walks again. 1, 2. So it basically just walks between everyone. It doesn't touch them or attack them or anything, and it still seems to be well. I mean, Lothar, from you and Fletcher's point of view, it's bearing down on you guys. But you know that Bardos is right there. It does not seem at all swayed by Bardos going invisible. It seems to be moving directly towards it. And Bardos, I'm gonna mark you here so we remember that you're invisible and put your little eyeball on it. All right, Flashheart's turn. This thing just walked right by you guys.
Attack of opportunity?
For whom?
If it wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody.
I was thinking about tackling its legs and slowing it down, but we haven't come to that yet. So I'm gonna follow fairly closely so I can be within range of doing something, but not so much that I'm gonna get arbitrarily stepped on.
Okay. Now the rest of you, Arusha, Farina, Otto, you guys would get attacks of opportunity if you wanted to take them.
With a bow, would Farina get one with a bow?
No.
No.
No, you're not a rogue.
Even if you're a rogue.
But Otto would have?
With a ranged weapon.
Otto would have if given leave to do so.
Sure.
So Otto's going to try and bite him?
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's why we didn't attack it. Yeah. We were listening to Arusha, so no. I forgot already. Yep.
Yeah, Arusha, I think she would be of the mind of not to attack a non-evil creature without direct provocation.
Hey, Les.
Even maybe then. Yeah.
I'm gonna belay what I just said with following a creature. I want to go get closer to the portal and see if I can see a summoner or anything useful on the intel on the other side.
Okay, so you're peering in there. Give me a perception check.
On it. Just 1 second. 20.
20. You don't see anything specific. It's very dark there. I mean, there is some light, but it looks almost like a cave or something like that. And the light is pretty distant. It's far away. So you don't see any people or anything like that, or even any other shadows of creatures.
How about how about I ratchet radiance to the maximum level? Does it light reflect?
It doesn't seem to light things up. I mean, it lights a little bit, but there seems to be radiance is having sort of a problem, sort of like getting through there. And it might be the nature of portals. But the light is, I mean, there's a little light getting through, but it's very dim. What it does illuminate, though, is as you look down on the ground, and it does look to be sort of like a cave floor or passageway in a cave, you do see something that catches your eye because it's moving, and you kind of like hold radiance over and look closer, and you can see on the ground what looks to be, from your point of view, a large white worm of some sort, like a maggot.
Hey guys, I'm not jumping in here after all.
It's just sort of like wiggling
contract
there,
says
you know,
nothing
kind of
about
like,
wiggly white worms.
crawling away. You just see a single one.
I saw Lair of the White Worm, and it didn't work out well for anybody.
No, that's it. Yeah, there was no winners in that one.
That Peter Greenaway movie. All his movies were so dark.
It's on Netflix now. I'm saving it up.
I think he did Cook the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover, which is one of the darkest movies I've ever seen. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Okay. That's all you see. Ohm, you're up. And then Lothar, you're next.
Ohm's not going to do anything because he heard Arushale wanted to charm it. I will remind everybody that Bardos had talked about the creature that held him, and he said that it was basically made up of worms. Just for your to prod your memory, Flashcart, because you might have forgotten that.
Say again.
Interesting.
The creature that held Bardos was made up of some kind of worm. It's some kind of living creature that is made up of a bunch of crawling, creepy things.
That might be what you're seeing.
Yeah, so that might be the worm that you saw could be part of this creature.
Okay. So Ohm's just going to hang back. He's got his hammer in his hand. He's just waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah, he's not going to do anything. Yep.
Okay.
I can heroically leap in there and start laying waste to it, but I'm not sure I'm going to come out the other side.
Well, you don't see a creature. I mean, you just see a single, what looks to be like a large maggot, about 2.5 inches long, and it's just sitting there in the floor, kind of wiggling and sort of crawling away. So it's not like a creature, like made of worms. It's not like a dude, because you'll remember from Bardos describing it was like the guy. It was a guy, but instead of being made of like flesh and bone and sinew, it looked like he was comprised of maggots. He was made of maggots, is the way Bardos would.
Yeah, I think I blocked out that terrible memory when he related it to us. Yes, okay.
It was an ugly story. All right, so Ohm, you're hanging back. Lothar, what are you going to do? This thing is bearing down on you. It is now within like 15 feet of you. Sorry.
I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Bardos since he's in contact with me.
Okay. Let me see what Sanctuary does.
In order for anything to attack him, it has to make a will save.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't attack. Bardos, I mean. As long as Bardos doesn't attack, anything that tries to attack him has to succeed at a will save in order to be able to do it.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure a part of that too.
No, it's creature touched. It's not for me.
All right, so Bardos, you are sanctuaried, I'm assuming, against Lothar.
Uh,
So Lothar can't attack you.
He's sanctuaried against everything.
Is it everything or is it one thing?
No, it's everything.
No, it's
Any
everything.
opponent. Okay.
You're essentially invisible to everything. You're not really invisible, but
Well, not invisible, yeah.
They just go unnoticed.
Yeah, they won't
Yeah,
target you.
it just doesn't notice you.
Right.
Yeah, it can't directly attack the warded creature.
But they can. But they do get a will save against it.
Right. Okay.
What
Cool.
will save her? We'll save every turn.
Just one, I
One
think.
will save.
Okay. This could get interesting. All right, Lothar, you gonna move or anything?
No.
All right. So that's Lothar's turn. Arushale.
Okay, she's doing Charm Monster.
Okay, she's gonna do Charm Monster on this guy.
23. DC
Okay.
23.
So first things first, it has, let me double check. It has SR, I believe.
Okay.
No, it does not have. No, it does not have SR. So okay. So it would need to make a will save.
Yep.
All right. It is not going to do that because it is immune to charm.
Okay.
Among other things. So the charm spell, from Arushale's point of view, she's like,
she tries it. It just
yeah, she tries it, but she can feel that the spell just sort of like goes around it almost. It's almost as if this thing is sort of just it's incapable of being charmed.
right. Then she's going to call out, "I can't stop it this way."
She also gets a weird, strange, magical sort of idea that at least part of this is that it belongs to somebody else.
Okay. Like I
So
said, she
that's part of the thing.
just called out, "I can't stop it."
All right, I can't stop it. All right, so she is. Are you gonna move or anything like that?
Well, so here's my dilemma.
Okay. Lay it on me, home
She's trying to redeem herself, so she doesn't, especially if she knows this thing's not evil, she's not wanting to attack it.
And it hasn't attacked anybody.
But knowing that it's going after Bardos, and right now, her probably highest priority to protect in this party right now, because what's going on, is Bardos.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, that's a bit of an ethical pickle.
and she knows it's going to go after him and take him away. Would that be enough validation?
What you get telepathically is that the creature is going to kill Bardos. It was more like
right.
The phrase that she got was collect him. So she didn't.
Once Bardos goes through with this creature through that portal, and then the portal closes, effectively, it could be killed.
Theoretically, sure.
Yeah. She's going to spend the round
mulling this ethical conundrum over.
She's got the bow up and she's ready to fire, and she's kind of.
She's considering it. Yeah. Okay. All right.
This round.
All right. Fletcheroo.
Fletcher's not one for mulling.
He's not a muller.
He's not a muller.
All right.
Since he knows she can't stop it, he's going to move forward and swing.
Okay. What's he swinging?
He's swinging the hammer.
Okay.
Nice.
Go for it. 25. All right. Let me see.
We get a bonus because of how big he is, by the way? I didn't ask that.
Well, no, I mean,
It affects his armor class.
It does. Well, it affects his touch AC a lot. But his regular armor class is indeed 25. So that is a hit. So you kind of just stand. I mean, it's not paying much attention to you, even as you walk up to it and swing. So you hit it square in the bottom of the stomach of this thing. And you give him a solid blow. And you definitely get its attention. Hold on a second.
You going to let go of the hammer?
Yeah, I was going to.
All right. Do 31 points of damage.
Anybody else hear that weird feedback?
That's not feedback. That's music that's less playing.
Ambient sound.
Oh, got it.
We're out in the wasteland.
Okay, so 31 hit points of damage?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
And then I let go of the hammer. Let's find out how strong he is.
All right, so give me the details on this hammer again about how this works, because it's been a while since you used it.
Make a DC 30 strength check to move.
DC 30 strength check to move. All right, so it's not his turn, so he's not going to move yet. So I'm going to wait until and then move. DC 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn near impossible.
Okay, that is damn near impossible. All right, so as far as you know, Fletcher, he is locked down.
Excellent.
Now you have to let go of the hammer, right, to do that?
Yes, so I'm standing with no weapon, but I do still have my claws now.
Okay, you have your claws. All right, Gatto's up. Shooting a arrow and a natural 20. So go ahead and see if you confirm there. Not a confirm, so just attack 2 points of damage. Let's go ahead and minus that.
I drop my bow and move to this location, drawing my grandfather's blade as I go.
Okay, so you're moving up towards it. All right, cool. Farina, what about you?
Otto's gonna run back and attack.
Okay. So it's going to try and bite his leg.
Yep.
All right.
Bite his legs off.
Chew him.
Bite your legs off.
19 less. Does that do it?
19 does not do it. He bites and misses as he just can't seem to get. I mean, this guy's legs are too big, and Otto's trying to it's like he's trying to get his. It's like trying to get your mouth around a big sandwich.
Sure.
He just can't seem to get a bite in on this guy.
Now Farina can use him to flank.
Okay. Let's take a look at that there, just to be sure.
That's because of a special feat.
Oh yeah, no problem. 26 is a hit. 24 is a miss.
Dang. We got one more.
And we have no idea what it's
23 is also a miss. So one hit. Yeah, we have no idea what this guy's armor class is. Doink. All right, how much damage on that hit? Ooh, minimum damage 7 points. Still something. Still something. Okay. And so now it's got a couple of different arrows stuck in him, in his back. Bardos. So you are invisible, but this thing... Give me a perception check real quick.
I suggest you run in circles around it so it starts spinning and gets dizzy and falls over.
20. Yeah. It's hard to tell because this creature's eyes are sort of opaque and it doesn't have pupils, so it's hard to sort of see where it's going. But to your eyes, despite being invisible, this thing has never wavered in its attempt to bear down on you, and it seems to be doing so now continuously. I mean, you're not entirely sure that it can't see you.
Okay. I'm going to cast one of the other spells that I can cast, which is Fly. I'm going to go up.
What's going on?
That's the creature.
It's the creature making noise. No, it hasn't made a single sound.
So I cast Fly and go up 60 feet, straight up.
You're casting Flying yourself, and you go up 60 feet. So everyone else, you see the...
Lothar, that's what I'm doing. I am invisible, so nobody is going to see
So
that.
no one sees it.
All right, but what everybody does see is the creature's eyes go like this. As it continues to track you as you fly up in the air. So this to your mind, invisible. It's either can see invisibility or it has some sort of methodology that it's tracking you. Because it continues to look, and it's still looking right at you, even though you're 60 feet in the air.
But just a thought here. I'm thinking that this thing is going to be damn near impossible to bring down, but maybe we have luck at doing something with this portal.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah, just attack it.
It can be damaged.
It's flesh and blood.
All right.
It can be damaged. All right.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
So at this point, I mean, so Fletcher, you see this, and Lothar, you guys see it look up. Fletcher, you're not sure why. Lothar, you know exactly why. It's definitely tracking, it's continuing to track Bardos. But Fletcher, because you have hit it with this hammer and locked it to the ground, it's going to do two things. One, it's going to, it's going to attack you. And two, it's going to try and remove itself. So this thing has a 26 strength. So I'm not. What is the?
+8.
Is that +8 at 26?
Yep. It still needs a nat 20.
Still needs a nat 20 to get loose. That's crazy. All right, so here we go. He did not get a nat 20 to get loose, so he tries to move and realizes he's stuck. And then you see those eyes turn to you, and a ray shoots out of the eye at you. So I need a reflex save as a sensation of intense cold hits you.
Lovely.
It's a reflex, so it fires this magical ray. It does not need to do a range touch. Right. It's a reflex save. So what was your DC? 18. The DC is 19. I'm very sorry.
You're just saying that.
No. I'll actually hold on. I can show you this. I can prove it. Hold on a second.
We're gonna memorize everything.
No. I'm not gonna
19,
prove it that
the
way.
DC would have been 20.
Hold on. I'm gonna see if this works. If I can do this. No, I won't do it. Hold on.
I'm only teasing. I believe you.
Okay. Trust me, it is a DC of 19. You are definitely not going to like this, though. So the coldness wraps around you from this ray, and it just sort of like hits you, and you're like, wah! And it just wraps around you for 33 points of cold damage. As this ray sort of gets you. And it continues to sort of pull at the hammer as it does that.
Ray can see this, or Farina can see this happen, right?
Oh, yeah. So two of its arms are trying to lift the hammer off of it. The other two are beginning to they're coming out towards Fletcher, potentially for next round. Flashheart, you're up.
Okay, what do we do here? Let's see.
So you're still standing by there. That little worm is sort of like off into. It's moved off. It's wiggled off into the darkness.
Hey, Les, can I ask you a quick question? I'm sorry.
Sure.
When he tries to move, does that count as a move action?
I don't.
It is a single action that it's doing.
It's a single action.
So he can't do like an all-out attack.
He can't do a full attack.
As long as he's
he can do a full attack if he doesn't try and move.
Right.
But he did try to move.
He did that.
So he
time,
got one attack.
So
he only got one attack. He just shot the ray at you.
Got it. Sorry, just asking. And then but that doesn't trigger an attack of opportunity when he tries to move.
That does not.
No.
Thank you.
All right, Flashheart.
Yeah, I'm just trying. I feel like I want to jump through, but I don't think I'll be coming back. So, or I don't know how I would be coming back or where this place is. So I'll see what I can do to lend a hand here. I don't feel anything else at least imminently coming through the breach, right?
You don't see anything. Yeah, you don't see anything. It's dark in there, but there's a teeny bit of light. It's like a cave. It looks like a cave, some sort of cave facility of some sort, but you don't see anything coming towards you. Not like you guys saw this thing.
I'm at least 2 rounds. Well, let's see if I do a full move, I can get to it, right? I can't.
Do a charge. You can do a single attack and a +2.
Well, with a charge, you get additional move, right?
Yeah, you do a double move.
He's like 40 feet away.
Yeah, that would be charge.
That's double.
That's that double move. So I could charge.
You charge.
Okay, so
you get to there. You do a single attack, a +2, but then you're -2 armor class until the beginning of your next turn.
I think that'll be fine. So single attack.
It's distracting.
+2.
And actually, it's a single attack, a +4 because you got the 2 for flanking and you got the 2 because.
Okay. Well, we'll just roll a 1 and it should be significant.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I feel it coming. I feel it coming.
No checks, no checks. There we go. It's close to a check.
19. That is a miss.
Yeah, good Lord. All right.
All right, pretty good. Ohm's up.
Okay, Ohm is going to move, I guess, 10 feet.
Flanked by Adam.
And he's going to do Vital Strike, single attack, flanking
All right.
Auto. So let's see. Oh, that's not plus 12 plus 2 is 14.
Woo!
Oh, 24. That's not enough,
That's
is
a
it?
hit.
That's not enough. It's got an AC of 25. Sorry, bud.
Oh, jeez, I thought it was 24.
Okay.
All right, Lothar.
I'm going to send Siggy up there out of the way.
Okay.
Can I get a 40-foot radius on me, please?
You betcha.
That's probably natural armor.
This is, I think, this is going to be one of those like really powerful cleric spells that you just sort of trot out occasionally.
No, not really. It's one that I use all the time.
All right.
If I move up to here, that little bit, does that get Farina?
It does.
Prayer.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
+1 to hit, damage, saves, and skill checks for us. -1 to all of those for the bad guy.
Now, is this alignment directed?
No.
No, it's
Okay.
friends and allies.
40-foot.
Just allies, yeah.
So,
Okay, so-
special favor upon yourself and your allies while bringing disfavor to your enemies.
So it wouldn't
Plus-
matter if he was like chaotic good or anything.
No, +1 on attack, damage, saves, and skill checks, while your foes take a -1 penalty on each such roll.
The same things. Okay. All right. Cool. Prayer in play.
What's that range, Chuck? Is it?
It's 40 foot.
That yellow.
It's 40
So,
foot
yeah.
radius burst on me, so it gets everybody except for Siggy and Arushale.
And Bardos because he's 60 feet in the air.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and except for I didn't notice. I'm sorry, I was away. I didn't know Bardos was up in the air, but yeah, it doesn't count for him.
Okay. All right. Excellent work. Arushale's up. Top of the.
Okay. This thing is swinging at friends now.
And
Yeah.
hurt.
It's. I mean, as far as you
It
can
swung at
tell,
one guy.
it's zapped Fletcher. Yeah. You're not
Fletcher,
sure.
friend.
And Fletcher attacked it first. I mean, this is pretty much justifiable homicide here.
Yeah.
There isn't a court of law in Texas that would convict this man.
Plus, he pissed it off by leaving a hammer on its foot, and it can't move anymore.
It can't move. Yeah. What's that
Doesn't
about?
matter.
He's just standing his ground.
He was already teetering back. and
It's a stand, he's innocent under the stand your ground rule.
forth. She was teetering, and then as soon as he attacked Fletcher, she's done.
He was just
Well,
standing.
she's shooting arrows.
That's a good one, Chuck. All right, first shot, 25 hits. The rest all miss. Those arrows go wide, but the first one does hit. Is everything okay? Okay, and does 9 points of damage. As a third arrow shook into the creature. It does not even feel like it is. I mean, for those of you that are close, it's like these arrows just go shooting into it. It doesn't even feel them. It's not reacting to the arrows. It's almost as if they're just getting shot into them. They're doing damage, and like this weird sort of purplish blood is coming out of this creature in the back where these arrows have gone in. But it is incredibly focused. Right now, it's focused on Fletcher, but before it was just focused. But yeah, Arushale, you got a hit.
Okay.
All right, Fletcheroo, what are you gonna do, bud? Because it is looking right at you.
Yeah. 5 foot step to here, which that's actually my move action. So while
Okay.
I'm
Well,
drawing
5 foot steps free action, as long as you don't move again.
It's not a
no,
move.
but I'm drawing my glaive anyway, which I need to.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And
So this
then
is the
I'm
first
gonna
time
swing
that you
at it.
guys have seen this. So he pulls out one of those glaives that you guys took off the Baphometian. So Fletcher's probably switched sides at this point. So he's on the bad guys.
One swing.
Ooh, that's a hit. Very nice. So does a glaive crit on a 19?
No, only on a 20.
Only on a 20? Okay.
So damage. This was one of the.
Oh, look at that max damage. Very nice. So 32 points of damage. So you guys see Fletcher sort of stand back. He pulled and he's left his hammer sitting on this guy's foot when the guy's stuck there. pulls out a glaive that you saw him, the day before you saw him take off of the body of one of the Baphometian guys, and he just comes around like Hank Aaron with this thing and gets and just nails this guy.
Glaives are awesome.
Yeah, they are awesome. So, boom, a solid hit, lays him open. He kind of rips it across that sort of big poochy belly of it, and this purplish sort of blood just goes spilling out. Again, there's no reaction from this guy, although that mouth thing that he's got on his head kind of just goes.
That dude just got mubbed.
Yeah, he just got hurt. He's doing that, and he's looking directly at Fletcher, and with a, he doesn't show happiness or sadness, but he's looking at Fletcher now. All right, excellent work, Fletcheroo. Gato, what do you do?
I'm deciding what to do next because nobody else seems to be hitting this guy but Fletcher.
Okay.
Hey, I hit it. Originally hit it.
Yeah, it does have a couple of arrows sticking out of it.
Okay.
One of yours arrows.
I'm getting ready for next round.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Farina.
I sent you a message.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Farina, you're up.
With point blank, I can shoot past Flash Heart, right?
Sure.
With precise shot, you can.
Oh, that's right. Precise. I thought she said precise.
It's funny. I had precise shot, but I can't find it on my notes. I feel like I've lost it.
Oh, well, must be gone.
Go back and up.
If you had it before,
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I've got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There's too many sheets on my sheet.
Holy shit.
Okay. So 3 arrows.
All right.
And then
Pew, pew, pew.
16. Yeah. 1,
See, go ahead.
2. Damn. That one.
So far, 1.
8. Oh, missed it by 1.
Missed
Man.
it by 1. So
Did
one
you count
arrow.
prayer?
Yeah, I did.
Damn it.
I know.
One arrow. Go ahead and shoot it.
Hey, that's better.
Ooh, 11 points. Not bad at all.
Did you count prayer?
Yeah. Oh, no, not for that.
Oh, 12. Okay, so another one off. All right, there you go. All right.
Look, I'm basically a squishy
Take
priest.
it back off. I did have it in there because it automatically goes in. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll put it back. Hold on a second. All right. Gotcha. Okay, put it back. Arrow shot gets in there. All right. So next up, Bardos.
Okay, Bardos is just going to move kind of away.
Okay, you're flying that way.
Yeah, he's staying 60 feet up, and he's going to move, 40 feet away.
Okay. All right. Cool. Anything else? Cast a spell or?
Nope. Not.
Oh, you don't want to invalidate the sanctuary.
Or the invisibility.
Oh, or the invisibility. That would do that. Sure.
Which
Okay, so he just kind of skedaddles out of there. All right. All right. This guy reaches out with his 2 free. So he's going to try.
Does he have reach?
He does. 15 feet.
Kind of figured he would.
15-foot reach. So he's enormous. So he's going to use the 2 thing to try and remove the thing. So let's do that first. Nope. And then he's going to reach out with 2 hands to try and grab. Let's see, what do they call that? It's claw. He's basically trying to claw you with his other 2 hands. So let me get the
claw who?
thing. Fletcher. Oh, it's all Fletcher.
Oh, you played Bardos. Oh.
Yeah, no, he's angry with Fletcher. Fletcher is the one has hurt him, and he sees it's basically Fletcher who is interfering with his ability to get to Bardos. So he's going to try and claw him. Ooh, only 1 claw, I think. I don't think that 18 is going to hit, is it?
Yeah, no, just the first one.
What a ripoff! Okay, here we go. Hate it.
Wow,
So
plus 16.
one of those claws, yeah, he's tough. One of those claws hits you for 14 points of damage. And then, as a free action, another one of those rays goes out to you. This time, actually, he would be Can he? Does not provoke. He has to use. Okay, he has to switch rays. So this one is a bolt of electricity that comes out of one of his other eyes at you, and I need your reflex save. Ooh, 19. That is the DC. So you get half of you reflexes for half, and you get half of this. So half of 38 is 19 points of electricity damage as this ray arcs.
Les, didn't it move and attack? And how does it get into attacks?
The rays are free actions.
Free actions. Wow.
Yep. So it very specifically says, and I'll
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Each round it can fire reaction. A particular ray, a retriever can fire an eye ray in the same round that it makes physical attacks, and firing an eye ray does not provoke attacks of opportunity. So there you go. Bzzzt, as it shoots you. Fletcher getting the lion's share of the trouble over here, but now it's Flashheart's turn. Flashheart's going to hurt him. I can feel it. This is Flashheart's round.
Maybe.
That was just for dramatic effect, that long pause there. All right. Attack 1. Attack 1. Oh, wait, let's see, where's he standing? He's right there, okay. Attack
He's
1.
right there. You would get flanking, too.
Yep.
All right, so +2?
Mm-hmm. And prayer, so
+3.
3.
Oh, yeah. Pour it on. Iomedae smiles upon us.
That is a hit, just barely.
Would I get that on a second attack too? Would I get all those on a second attack?
Oh yeah, yep.
So let's see, it's 11 +2 for flanking, +1 for prayer. Boom. Not that one.
That's
okay,
a
so
miss.
first hit.
Ooh, almost a.
Here. 19 points of damage.
19 max damage. 19 points.
Does that include prayer?
Oh, that would be 20 if it includes prayer.
20 points. Okay. So you reach up, stab it in the back, and it felt. So all those other arrows, it kind of did not sort of deal, but that one it felt, and you can see it sort of stiffen and kind of look around as one of the hands kind of like goes back to sort of like, and it hits those arrows and snaps off the shafts of those arrows as it's kind of like looking backwards, trying to figure out what's stinging it. Ohm, you're up.
Okay, he's going to do a vital strike attack again.
Okay, hammer.
Oh my god!
That's 2 24s in a row.
Okay.
So another miss, just barely, but a miss all the same.
Okay, I have to say it. Does that include prayer?
Yeah, it does.
Damn it, just say no, it doesn't and hit.
Pesky, honest gamers.
Got some battle music in here.
Actually, for battle music, you need the music from the old series, like the Star Trek series.
Oh yeah, the Star Trek music. Oh, maybe I can find that. I'll have to find that.
Oh, there.
All right, Lothar, you're up.
All right, I'm going to take a 5-foot step back.
There's 2 from Star Trek. There's either dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it,
Yeah, that one.
or there's the man-on-man stuff, which is dun 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 dun.
Okay, you don't need to do the sound bite. Just cue Matt.
Just cue Matt.
Wait till this cold is over, and then I'll have it down pat.
All right, then I'm going to cast Dismissal.
Dismissal. All right, so let me hold on. I'm going to pause this here for a second.
Forces an extraplanar creature back to its proper plane if it fails a will save.
Okay.
If the spell's successful, the creature is instantly whisked away. There's a 20% chance of actually sending the subject to a plane other than its own.
Oops. All right, will save. So what is the DC?
It is 20, and it's at a -1 on saves.
Okay, so
will save sucks already.
Its will save is not great because it's not very intelligent. So its will save, just so let's keep it all on the up and up here, is will save is +5, so it would be +4 due to prayer, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You ready? Oh, so dismissal. Let me see. forces an extraplanar creature of Grak to its if a spell is successful, it is instantly whisked away. All right, so you hear Lothar sort of stand in front of this. He's got his holy symbol of Arasil. He says, "Be gone, creature of the abyss!" And just this big blast of power comes out of Lothar of the Hill People, and then suddenly you see this creature look over to Lothar. That face mouth opens wide, and a little tongue kind of comes out, and then it is gone.
And Rochelet stands up and says, "Excuse me, it's not from the abyss, but I'm just,
Well,
it doesn't say where it was. It doesn't matter where it was from. So
it went back to wherever it is actually from.
Okay.
No, it's just her. Okay, hold on.
Is that your pup?
Yeah.
Rochelet looks back backwards at the portal just in time to see it fade out of existence as well.
Nice job.
I had it. I'm just saying, I had it.
Your hammer is just laying on the ground there.
Well,
Just as he disappears, Gato runs up, thrusts his sword back, and then goes back to where he was.
Okay, there's nothing there. But it would have been a hit, I'm sure. I'm sure it would have been a hit. All right, awesome work, Lothar.
I was going to kill him with a sneak attack. Let him bleed out.
He would have been dead before your turn anyway. I was going to kill him.
And an argument breaks out, and then should we just stay in initiative?
We stay in initiative. So.
We're all mad at Lothar.
Everyone's mad at Lothar. They can't be mad at Lothar. He's
We're
the best
saving
guy.
everyone.
But yes, now you guys, it disappears. So you're not sure what that was, but it was definitely. Go ahead.
Hang on, Lothar is writing down all the names of people who are angry at him. I can exclude up to 2, and I can move to exclude a 3rd.
Perfect. This is going to be fun. We do next time you guys are in comment. So out of all of you, I mean, it was Fletcher who took the brunt of it. He is, he is pretty beat up. You see that there is, does Fletcher have a beard?
No.
Well, so there's a rime of frost on some of his clothing, but at the same time, there's some scorch marks on some other parts of his armor and clothing too. And he just kind of looks just like, well, that was a hell of a thing.
Yeah, he's lost 75% of his hit points too.
Yeah, he's pretty winded.
Oh wait, isn't Fletcher one of the ones that is angry at me?
Yes, he is.
Ooh, on the list.
You're on the list. You don't get any healing.
No soup for you.
Come back 1 year.
No, come back 1 year.
Come back 1 year. So you guys, of anything, I mean, obviously Lothar keyed into this thing and did something that worked very well and got rid of it, sent it back to wherever it's from. But this was a very strange encounter. That portal was just sitting there, and you guys came up to it. And as Rochelet will point out, it takes a fair amount of magical energy to open a portal like that, especially one that's intra rather than interplanar. What she would say is that kind of portal, she believes, was coming from a different place on this plane as opposed to the abyss or some other plane. And what that creature was, I mean, you guys have no idea. I mean, it's gone now, but
well, having seen it and what it can do, can I make a knowledge planes check?
Sure.
Karina's going to
Oh,
ask.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a stumper.
Yeah.
Karina's going to ask Bardos why she thinks they're still coming after him.
That's a great question. What does Bardos think about that?
I think this creature let me go because it wanted to see what I would do. It's a very diabolical, intelligent creature, and I think it's just playing with me, essentially. And therefore playing with all of us.
Well, it got bit this time.
I don't like that very much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's get to Citadel Drezen and take care of business and then go back and try to take this thing on.
Well, in the interim, I want to cast Cure Critical on Fletcher.
Okay.
24.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys continue on your merry way, and frankly, manage to. It's a couple of days. You're still a couple of days from Drezen, but by the time you cross over this last hex here and pass through it, back you very quickly once you get to this hex, a day's travel out of Citadel Drezen, you very quickly start to realize that the effect of the Crusaders retaking the Citadel has some positive effects, frankly. You are hold on a second. You basically feel like that the I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. That there's a sort of area of the Citadel obviously is an area from which people can venture forth, and you get the impression as you pass into sort of the realm that as you get closer to Citadel Drezen, you realize that you're starting to see dwarven outriders, you're seeing crusaders. You guys are actually about halfway through that hex. You're actually challenged by a group of crusader outriders, scouts or some sort, who come over. Once they come over to you, they recognize you guys as, oh, you're back. We thought you guys were dead. You've been gone for 2 weeks, and everybody is pretty happy. They actually send riders ahead, and then they escort you. And then you'll recognize a group of dwarven outriders actually join you guys later in the day. So when you guys pass into the area of the Citadel and get closer, the group that you're with, is like 20 people now as you guys continue towards the Citadel. And you guys make it to the Citadel without incident between now and then. So you guys manage to get back to the Citadel. You guys are welcomed in. Food and drink is provided. Baths are drawn, water heated. What the heck was that?
Was it this?
Me.
What?
Is that it? Is that what you heard?
It sounded like a big fart, is what it sounded like.
Thanks for calling that out, Les.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but
we are at the wounded.
I'd be proud of that one.
World wound here.
Dan cast Stinking Cloud.
Dan, what did you eat, dude?
Didn't even know that was a barbarian thing, but hey. I'm with it.
That'd be awesome if it came with a sound effect.
And you've never spent much time with barbarians.
It's like the bean scene in Blazing Saddles. All right, so you guys get to Drezen, and you guys are welcomed back to Drezen. Everybody's like, they made it back. What did you see? And obviously, at some point,
here, look what we found.
Yeah, at some point we have to explain Arushalay.
Yeah. So, and frankly, people are a little freaked out because at first the scouts are like, "See, you brought a prisoner," and Arushalay kind of bristles at this, and it's like, "I'm no man's prisoner."
The fact that she's armed to the teeth.
Yeah. No, you guys have to explain that this was. You guys go back to and you guys say, look, this was Staunton Bane's prisoner that escaped. We were able to rescue her, and they're all like, but she's a demon, and you're like, yeah, we get that. We are aware. But yeah,
trust us on this.
Yeah, you guys have to do some quick. There's a few more than one set of raised eyebrows, but because remember, she's a succubus. So frankly, and these are frankly crusaders very far from home and female companionship. So. Once they've gotten over the idea of a demon wandering around, there's a lot of sidelong looks from the guards on the tower at Arushalay, and frankly, Arushalay, you kind of feel a little bit back in your element. I mean, you almost there are a couple of times when you kind of like flirt a little bit, make eye contact with these guys, the cuter ones, the crusaders, and then you're like, no, I got to stop that. I can't eat these guys.
Oh, wait.
I got to do it. But you guys arrive in Citadel Drezen, and to be basically as you left it. Obviously the dwarves are still in control, and the crusaders are still in control. There seems to be a fair amount of, watches and stuff like that. There's been a lot of repairs going on. You guys have been gone for a total of, let me check. You guys left on the 9th. You're back on the 23rd. So that's oh, I'm sorry, the 29th. So that is 16 days. You guys have been out in the field, so it's been a while. And,
did Amazon bring us any of the things we special ordered?
You have to check that. So I'll get back to you.
I'm gonna ask for if there is a high level priest here yet, higher than me, obviously.
So obviously, Iomedae comes out and is like welcomes you guys back, and she wants a briefing. What did you see? What did you do? Who is this? This very adorable looking woman that you've brought with. That kind of stuff. So if you ask about a priest, they will say that no, there's no high level clerics here. Why do you ask?
We have a fallen comrade. If there's no one here who can do anything about it, then we need to speak with the tapestry.
Okay. She'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. She's very sorry to hear that about Illendar. She was like, as drows go, he was a pretty good one. That kind of thing. I wish we had something that we could do, but perhaps the tapestry of the Sword of Valor can provide what you need. I don't know.
Well, that's the primary thing that I want to do.
Okay.
All right.
Can I have a moment of her time?
You can, if you guys have questions for Iomedae, absolutely.
I pull out all those papers I got from that cabinet.
Okay, and hand those
give them to
over.
her. I don't know what's on here, but it may be useful.
Oh, great! This is intelligence from the field. So she looks at them very briefly and then hands them off to a functionary and says, "I want these read and interpreted and a summation brought to me by the end of the day." That kind of thing. Right away, Miss Tierblade, that kind of thing. So
I'll make time to check in with the paladins and see how everything's going with basically the military parts of the mission here.
Okay, it's so what they will tell you is that it's going well. They've had a couple of what they would call dragon riders or drake riders that have overflew the place a couple of times. They were able to shoot one down with a ballista shot, and they made short work of them.
We took care of the rest for you.
Did not. When they describe this to you, it's very reminiscent of the
Hags squadron of
Hag
drakes.
Squadron.
Yeah.
You're not sure if these were associated with the Hag and just pretty too far afield or what, but it's very much like what you guys saw. They the scouting groups and outriders have been running into the occasional demon out in the Whirlwind, but they've pretty much pacified the area. The area outlined in green. All the way from Keeper's Canyon all the way down to almost a day's travel. Everything within about a day's travel of Citadel Drezen has been pacified, and every once in a while they'll find demon incursions and stuff like that, but they put pretty short work to them. So it has been. If anything could be said over the last 2.5 weeks, what they've done is they have in large part solidified their position here at the Citadel. The supply trains are coming and have started and have become more regular. And they've had a couple already, so they're well supplied. For all his grumpiness, Horgus Guerm knows how to supply a city. So him being associated with this venture has been valuable. They've been able to make some repairs and sort of clean up some things, get the siege weapons back on track, and that kind of thing. So there's been a lot of work done over the past 2.5 weeks, but it's been valuable.
Remind me who the commander is now. That my second. I always want to call him Groyer with the cheese.
Geyer.
Geyer, okay.
Yeah, he's in charge of the paladins.
So I will just give him some notations on his master map or whatever, working on where we saw, who we saw, what we took care of. So he can notate that, and then just ask him to have his outriders tell us if they see any more of these portal things that we came across that we think are specifically tied to Bardos. But it was disturbing that they just appeared on the plains, and then describe the maggoty guy to them.
Okay.
But I'll put it more of colorful terms than maggoty guy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So as far as people know, I mean, no one knows what that is. No one's heard of this guy before. I mean, they just don't know. I mean, it's possible had you been able to capture one of the Baphometians, you might have been able to put him to the question.
Right.
But you guys don't have any prisoners to interrogate, so.
The tickle of
but nobody
Iomedae.
here has ever heard of such a thing.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've weakened the Baphometians' position, but they're certainly still out there, and I don't have a good idea of their numbers or mission out there either. So,
Yep.
If we get back out there, we'll let you know.
But you have a pretty good idea of where what they call the Ivory Sanctum is. So if you look on the map, obviously, you can see that red dot.
Oh, down there. Okay.
Yeah, is there? We can just label that. It's, the Ivory Sanctum, or the temple of the Ivory Labyrinth, is that place. And both Arushale and Bardos are pretty sure like that. That's Bardos is like, that's where I was capped. Arushale is that's where the Baphometian headquarters is. But neither of them have any idea who this guy is. That although Bardos he said his name was Vang.
Yeah, but Xanther
Vang. Yeah.
Xanther Vang.
So
that's such a D&D villain name.
Yeah, Xanther Vang. So if you guys ask around, they will tell you that there is some information about this guy.
Well, let's look him up on the equivalent of Google. Tell us.
Yeah, basically, lore
What's the
masters,
Wikipedia
come to
say?
me.
Wikipedia his ass.
So basically, when the Ivory Templars came on, they sort of infiltrated the Crusader groups. So you guys know that various kinds of groups from various different places will come to the World Wound, will come to Mendev, various places, and come and fight. It's a place where warriors can test their mettle, and there's around Golarion, it's fairly, I don't want to say it's fairly common, but occasionally what'll happen is somebody, particularly a nobleman of religious bent or a paladin, will gather some people from his region to him, form a company, and come to the World Wound and join the Crusaders. And the Ivory Templars were like that until they were sort of discovered. What they know about Xanther is basically in 4660, which it's 4717 right now, so about 58 years ago, about 57 years ago. Discari, who is that insect god, recruited Baphomet to the cause, told him that he could have prime pieces of Golarion to add to his abyssal realm once the war had won. The Templars were largely responsible for the witch burnings of 4665 in Canebras, but they had long been established in the region, working as mercenaries, even unaffiliated bounty hunters. At those days, the Templars were run by Baphomet's daughter, who was a half-fiend Nephilim named Hepzamira. But as her organization grew and the Baphometian Templars became larger, more and more, it grew as an organization. She needed assistance to sort of manage it. Her favorite and most loyal minion, and that's the way was a man named Xanther Vang. He was an accomplished conjurer, an influential member of another group, the Blackfire Adepts. So the Blackfire Adepts were a group of mages, evil mages who had sort of thrown in their lot and were harassing Crusaders in the World Wound. They'd allied with demons, but they were still their own crew. In this case, this Xanther guy had sort of joined with Hepzamira and worked in the with the Ivory Templars. Even though there was no indication that he was a Baphometian, he was still her favorite out of all of these guys. So it was. With the alliance with the Blackfire Adepts and this Xanther guy, these Templars really did well. And in fact, Hepzamira felt they were doing so well that she went back to the Abyss and left Xanther in charge of the Templars. However, he was slain by Crusaders during the Third Crusade in something like, I want to say 4668 or something like that.
How long ago is that from now?
Yeah, in a military operation, was one of the few military operations that actually worked.
How long ago was that?
This was about just under 50 years ago.
Okay.
And since then, nobody's heard of this guy. The fact that, he was assumed dead. He was definitely killed during a battle that took place about 50 years ago, in which during the Third Crusade. And after that, nobody really heard from him again. But Bardos here is saying that this was the guy that had me and was experimenting on me. And what Ruchelet would add to that is like, look, somebody who either associated with the Templars has been their go-to guy for distilling those Nihadrian crystals, those crystals that they're making into those elixirs that give them mythic power. They'll give some demons or various kinds of things, various creatures mythic power when they drink it. If it doesn't kill them, it gives them, mythic tears. So, but she didn't know. Ruchelet did not know the guy's name. She just knew that there was somebody associated with the Templars. What they would say is the Xanthir guy was a pretty solid mage. He was a pretty strong mage. Knew his way around some magic, and he was very high up in these Blackfire Adepts, which was this guild of black mages that had associated themselves with the demons. But that's all they really know about this guy. As far as they know, he's still dead. I mean, nobody had heard anything about him.
I got better.
No, he's still dead. He's just moving around.
Les, did you say his name was Xanthir?
Xanthir Vang, yeah.
As in Master of the Pan Flute?
No, not Zamfir, Xanthir.
Okay.
Although he is associated in some circles with the pan flute, weird.
I always knew that guy was evil.
My aunt bought me one of those. My aunt bought one of those CDs from TV. I had never opened it because it was like the Necronomicon. You didn't want to release the evil in the world.
So what are you guys going to do? So one of the things you guys should remember from the thing is that you can only, so according to the banner, let me check and make sure I got this right here.
We'll do our bidding as often as we want.
I don't think that's it. I think it was a little different from that, but let me check the bidding thing. Hold on a second. Sorry, I was ill prepared to be checking out the sword.
Yeah, you had no idea we might be coming here.
Yeah, I had no idea that you guys are going to be doing this crazy thing. Here we go. All right. So according to this, once per month, while the banner is mounted on the wall, a worshiper for Iomedae within 30 feet of the banner can use it to summon a planetar to protect the banner and its surroundings for 1 day. So just to go to the calendar here, you guys killed 10. Was that the day you guys hung it up, or would it be Drezen reclaimed, or Valentine arrives? Hold on a second. So I have Drezen reclaimed on the 24th of September. I have now, you guys are the 29th of October. So technically, I think you are inside of a month.
Outside of a month.
Outside of a month. That's what I meant. You know what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you guys want to try and call it back?
Yes.
I'm not going to.
Right.
I'm not going to.
I want to.
Okay. So what do you guys do? I mean, do you guys drag Illendar's dusty old corpse into this room and
toss him to the floor?
Toss him onto the floor?
We dust it off first.
We dust it off.
Like a little broom.
They've been doing the whole Weekend at Bernie's thing, so I'm not dusty.
So tell you what, I'm gonna fix a quick drink. You guys figure out how you want to handle this.
I should probably do the talking, don't you think? I have the closest affiliation with the Sword of Valor.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your diplomacy?
Good question. Not terrible because of my charisma.
Well, yeah.
1 second. I'm terrible with these sheets here. Okay, here's diplomacy 10.
Hmm.
Here, Ruchelet's is 19. Let's let the demon try and petition.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking that would be bad.
The demon worshiper of Iomedae?
She can add support, right? Like a +2.
Well, my diplomacy is 13, and I'm not
Okay.
necessarily saying I should do it, because again, like you said, you're the Iomedaean, but I can at least support it. The
Yeah.
idea at this point is that we need to get Illendar raised. And what? Was there anything else, or was it just Illendar?
Just Illendar, I think.
A tiny pony. Didn't we want a tiny pony? as
we
well?
want a tiny pony.
I don't remember the tiny pony thing, but that might be just me.
You start high with your bid, and then when he says no to the tiny pony, you say, okay, fine, just raise him.
Is that like the Calvin and Hobbes thing? Mom, can I have a blowtorch?
Exactly.
And then later, can I have a cookie? Because that doesn't seem so bad.
You guys getting cookies?
No, we're just seeing what our opening bid is, and then scale back to just raising Illendar. Like we're gonna start with a host of tiny ponies, then one tiny pony, and then when he says no to those, then we'll say fine, just raise Illendar. Okay.
A host of tiny ponies.
Because that'll seem.
Yes.
I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. So so you guys go in there, dragging Illendar's half-rotted corpse.
No, he's under gentle repose. He's not rotted at all.
He's only mostly dead.
He's only.
All right. You're right. He's not. He's only mostly dead. All right. So, so what do you do and say? I mean,
all right. So
you see the room, and I mean, it's in much better shape. I mean, now it's much more like a great hall now. Obviously, there are people in and out of there. The banner is exerting its positive influence in all directions. You can feel. I mean, as you guys come in, you guys can feel that same feeling of being in the presence of something powerful. Especially Flash.
With the exception of the commanders the dwarven commander, and then perhaps Geyer.
Geyer.
We're going to ask if they clear the room so we can have a word with the sword.
Okay.
And then I don't have the maximum diplomacy in the party, but we figured it would be the best that I do the talking.
Well, you're the.
I'm the legitimate heir apparent. Well, not heir, but affiliate of
You're the
Iomedae.
Iomedaean.
I think you're the only Iomedaean in the party,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
All right. And this
I
is
killed the
definitely an
rest.
Iomedaean relic, so I killed the rest. There could be only one.
There could be only one. Right. He never blinks in that entire movie. Watch it again. He never blinks once.
Who? Christopher Lambert?
Yep. He's legally blind, so he's able to keep a long stare. But he can through every cutscene and whatnot. They do these amazing cutscenes, but see if you can get him to blink once.
Wait a second. Christopher Lambert is legally blind?
Yeah, I believe so.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
The usual channels?
Game Boy. The usual channel. I don't know.
All right. So you all are in there in this room. You've chased out everybody except for, I guess, Geyer to help you out. You stand before the sword of valor, the banner of Iomedae. What do you say?
What's up?
Yeah, it's struck down immediately.
Hey, I worked in the beer commercial, so.
Yeah. You struck down. The inheritor mislikes this commercial.
So I would say, does this sort of have a name again, or does it just go by Sword of Valor?
I mean, it just as far as you know, it didn't give you any name except for, I mean, you were like, are you the sword, or I mean, it's kind of like it is the Sword of Valor to a certain extent.
I'm going to short it to.
It's a planetar.
Yeah, I will. Holy planetar, I seek your assistance in a matter that is relevant to the protection of Citadel Drezen. And then I nudge my companions. Pretty good, right? Huh? Maybe I'll just call you Val for short. You look like a Val. I like the double wing motif. That's
pretty solid. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's like a heavy metal solid.
At first, nothing happens, and then you begin to see something. You call it. You sort of like, I call in the name of Iomedae. I call you forth. That kind of thing. And then the planetar sort of steps out of the banner and sort of stands on the floor in front of it. He kind of looks around and he says, "Why hast thou summoned me so soon? Art thou beset? Is Drezen under attack? I would have known if the Sword of Valor was in peril. What is thy reason for summoning me?"
All right, I will kneel down with Radiance propping me up there and say, in our quest to explore the lands around Drezen and take down some of the foes that threaten her, we have dispatched one hideous creature known as the Hag. But in her final throes, she pulled down a member of our fellowship. A member that is crucial to the success of our mission.
I see.
I see.
Drowish summoner
has perished.
What has that to do with me? What justification
doth it give you to summon me?
That's cool.
I think I may have peed myself a little bit on that.
I can smell your
tinkle, paladin.
Do you guys like that?
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight now. You got to write down. I can smell your tinkle, paladin. Add that to the list. All right, so I will step away from role playing for a second and just give her the broad strokes of the slaying of Illendar, the recovery of Bardos, but the mission is unfulfilled, and a crucial member of our team, not both in firepower and in team unity and spirit and whatnot, and it needs to be restored, and we can only think that you might have the power to make this happen.
This is unusual.
Request.
Many crusaders have perished in Iomedae's service. Why should this
one be returned to you?
Sorry, I'm distracted here.
So awesome.
Yeah.
If there was a way to not hear your voice less, that would be perfect.
Yeah, we can hear your voice and.
Can you guys hear me underneath it?
Yeah. Like a second ahead of time.
There's a delay, yeah.
Okay.
It's still funny though.
It is funny.
What about now? Does it still sound?
I just hear you.
Just hear you.
Just hear you.
Just a boring old
Must be this way. Tell me now, why should this one be returned?
He looks down like the whole party's sitting there with little piddle marked.
I can smell all your
tinkles.
All right, I will kneel next to Illendar there and say it is unusual for a paladin of Iomedae to request such a powerful boon to bring back a drow, but his drow has proven himself not only to a friend of Iomedae, but to the friend of all creatures who seek to banish the demons from this plane. Him and his steadfast ally Storm are crucial reasons why you were here in the first, or why you were freed from your servitude under what's his name? Vang? I'm getting mixed up with the new bad guy.
Vang?
No, the new Staunton Vang. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, Staunton Vang.
Yeah. And we have a debt to pay to such a noble hero. I'll let a noble paladin tear streak down my cheek. It might be piddle that sprayed up. It's hard to say.
It might be piddle, but
the drow was a
worshipper of Desna. Hast thou petitioned Desna for this boon?
I don't think we have a clue. I think Please hold.
Please.
Let me powwow with the party here. We don't have any other way to reach Desna, right? I don't know any Desnas. Is there anybody else in the party?
No, Arushale worships Desna, but she's by no means a priestess of Desna. And yeah, Illendar does, but obviously he's not a priest.
Yeah, so I relate this to Val here.
How smart is your character?
Mine?
How good how good is your knowledge religion? What's your
my knowledge religion? 1 moment, please. Like 12. No, here it is. No, sorry. It's 10.
That's still pretty dang good. You would probably know that
I have a +5 from my charisma. So what's that?
Desna and Iomedae are their allies.
They're buds, yeah.
Okay. So I will mention this to Val here that this I'm sorry, not Arushla. What's the name of this the other deity?
Desna?
Desna. That Desna is a close personal friend of Iomedae, and I'm sure that if you ask Iomedae, he's going to find it just fine. But we had no way to. We have no one of sufficient power or standing to summon to summon a boon from Desna.
Let us call
her emissary and learn her will on this.
Oh, we're doing a conference call? Awesome.
And he's patching her in.
Yeah, Skype her in.
So basically, yeah, you see him sort of like look around, and it happens very quickly, and suddenly there's this shimmering light next to the planetar. It looks like a woman or potentially an elf of some sort. It's very hazy. It's hard to see. She's wrapped in like all of this sort of like wind and stuff, but it looks like she has butterfly wings.
And you can hear the
planetar say,
These folks
want
to bring back
one of your ladies' worshippers.
Do you
object?
And she looks at him and says,
We have plumbed the
depths of Desna's will on this, and we do not object.
I'm sorry, what was that? It was a little garbled on that call.
So be it.
No objections.
That is awesome.
It is awesome.
Basically, she said they have no objections. And so she disappears, and he looks back at you and says,
It is decided. We shall do this for you. But there is a price. Shall you hear it?
Yes.
Before
we will sacrifice Galto. No, I'm sorry. You were saying?
Before the inheritor
took Eridan's place among the highest of deities, she was Eridan's herald. She was beloved of Eridan and called her his sword daughter. When Eridan was destroyed, there were many among the gods who looked to plunder him for his power as trophy. For many reasons. Much of what was once Eridan was lost.
My Lady Iomedae
has taken up the challenge to retrieve all the disparate parts of Eridan, to collect them together once more so that he can sleep in peace without others preying upon his magic to extend their power.
That task is beyond
any one person, perhaps even beyond the inheritor. But one portion of it ye can do. Descend into the Underdark from whence the summoner came, and retrieve the left hand of Eridan from the drow who hold it. They reside not in Menzoberranzan, but elsewhere. The resting place of the left hand of Eridan is closed to us, but seek ye guidance at Graven Hollow, where the librarians collect all knowledge. They will guide you.
That is the price.
That is the price. If you fail to do this thing for the inheritor, she will send the drow back to Desma in 1 year and 1 day.
Do you agree?
Do you agree? All of you must agree and affirm.
I'm going to look around real quick. Do we have any nays to the group here?
I'm not there.
So basically, it says the price to bring Illendar back is you guys have to go into the Underdark sometime between now and a year and a day from now, and find
left hand of Eridan, and bring it back to here, and give it. Like one assumes, give it to this planetar, who will give it to Iomedae, that kind of thing. And you have a year and a day, and if you don't finish it in a year and a day. According to the planetar, Iomedae will reclaim the Illendar in the name of Desna and take him back and give him back to Desna, essentially.
I got it.
You all have to agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm okay with Illendar going away in a year.
We can all use
Year and a day.
We can all use Radiance as a bat to swear on. You know, like when you do your whole team on the group hand clasp on the bat. There we go.
Wait a minute. How close am I to 9th level where I can raise him myself without all this BS?
A long way.
Ways.
Not so long.
Guess what? If you survive the Underdark, I'm going to guess you're going to be 9th level.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's not for sissies.
So do all agree?
Farina will agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Fletcher's in.
Wait, does Freena's cat have to agree? And the owl and the rat?
No, cats.
Yeah, the owl agrees.
It is done.
It is done.
The agreement is had.
The agreement is had.
1 year.
1 year and 1 day.
Bring me the body.
Bring me the body.
All right, I will.
And you drag him up.
Yeah. Well, I will gently carry him over. Yeah. Not dragging him 1 foot.
Plop.
He drop kicks him.
Yeah.
Drops him in over there, drags him by the hair. You know. So basically, give Illendar's body over to the planetar, and the planetar holds and picks it up and says,
Iomedae and
Desna, return this drow to his mortal coil so that he may travel again with them and complete that which you have asked. Bring him back.
And so 2 seconds later, you start to see him sort of like begin twitching and that kind of thing. And slowly you see Illendar's eyes kind of like open up, and the planetar puts him onto the, sort of stands him up on the ground. He's very shaky, and he kind of comes over there, and Lothar happens to be the closest, so he sort of runs over and grabs him to keep him from falling down and sort of walks him back over to a chair, that kind of thing.
Bring back the dragon.
Oh, we want it. Yeah, here comes a slap. You can feel it. Oh, the waiting is the worst.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
It took so long. Here's another.
That's one for good luck.
Thanks.
One to grow on.
Anything else?
Anything else?
I have lots of
quests for you if you want some more favors.
I have this thing about a horde of ponies, but we'll get back to you.
It shall be done.
It shall be done. Yep.
My Little Ponies will appear. The deity of My Little Ponies. All right.
So once Illendar comes back, the planetar recedes back into the banner, and everything sort of stops using voice modulation again. So what did you guys think of that? The
cool.
voice modulation?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I got this thing. There's a ton of these things. I just some of them are really cool too.
The second voice modulator used for the second deity was harder to understand, at least for me.
Can you mute yourself when you do it? Like, can you mute us?
So
there's two slices.
There's two slices here. One of them says voice changer. The other says hear my voice.
If I turn off
hear my voice,
it doesn't change my voice anymore, does it?
Nope.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So I have to hear it. So it's also feeding back to me too. Here, I'll switch it. Now, if I turn it back on, now I have
voice changer. I can't turn the voice changer
off, which I've just done. Now my voice sounds normal to you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's actually louder, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's louder. So I can hear my voice. It's like having a monitor feedback like you see in like the theater kind of stuff, or like in concerts where they have those monitors that put them in so they can hear their own voices. I can hear my voice coming through headphones. I can hear my voice coming through the headphones where normally, like if I turn...
Then I can't. It just sounds like talking. I can't hear my voice coming through. No. I just turned it.
Yeah, whenever you have it regular, it's louder than what you are just under with your.
Like right now, it's loud. It's
quieter.
It's
softer right now.
Okay.
Softer now.
So there's a ton of voices in here.
That was one. The guy was one called Dark Angel, but this is one called like Harmony. Hold on. This is one called Harmony.
Is that cool?
Is that cool?
Auto tuning. Huh?
I'm auto tuning.
They have robot ones.
This is robot.
This is robot. Voice is kind of cool.
But they have a ton out of them.
Huh?
I think I had all these in the 80s.
Yeah, these are really cool.
Yeah, these are really cool.
I think the second one should be called Milli Vanilli.
But this one?
Blame it on the rain. All right, I'm going to turn it off.
Auto tune.
Cool. Isn't that cool though? I tried this out and I actually sprang it on Mike the other day. So he was like, "I'm really looking forward to this. This is gonna be kind of cool."
Okay, that was good.
But yeah, it's a little program I found online.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that more people had their video going when he did this, so I could see reactions.
Cool. So I'm glad that worked well. So Illendar is back.
Very confused.
So
if I ever fall asleep, that voice will wake me right back up. I guarantee it. All right, Illendar, welcome back. I'll remind everyone not to tell him that he has a penis drawn on his forehead, but
yeah, nobody's saying anything.
Nobody's saying anything.
Cool. Be cool.
He's like, why am I all dusty and why does my hair hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, so Illendar seems quite discombobulated.
You've been dead, dude, for 2 weeks or like a week, right?
He's very sort of weirded out, and he's not quite sure. I mean, he recognizes you guys. It takes him a while to sort of like kind of like come back to where he can actually speak. And you guys are like, "Hey, how's it going?" That kind of thing. And finally, you just get sick of it and you just start slapping him. And to sort of bring him around, but he's very sort of disjointed at first when he's speaking. It doesn't make a ton of sense, and then slowly over time he begins to sort of get it's not like he's lost his mind, but it's more like he's
woke up from a nap. When you take a nap for too long.
Holy crap! He's not making sense. He's become a paladin.
Quick. But eventually he gets increasingly
after he comes to
sort of corpus mentis.
He's going to immediately ask about Bardos if Bardos isn't already right there.
Yeah, Bardos is right there. He's with him.
And then give him a big hug and
Drow hugging a robot.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Do it.
Not on the lips. We're in front of people. But then,
but later in private.
Well, yeah, obviously. Hey, so what we do with our consenting adults is
just a housekeeping thing. You guys are both running NPCs. Are they going to return to NPCdom, or are they going to be? Yes. Are you dual rolling? Yeah. Are you dual wielding characters?
No.
Okay.
So yeah,
I didn't want to be without a team for like a month.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Rushle thing just worked out that we got an extra character while mine was dead.
Well, she's pretty badass. Let's keep her with it, happy and with us.
Well,
she was so much hotter than Illendar.
Pretty much. Sure. Yeah, let's see. Illendar has a 16 charisma. Rushle has a 29 charisma. So
wow.
She makes me look hideous.
So much hotter.
And I have a 20 charisma.
But still, we
that's
want
like lava hot.
We want to have the dragon back.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Nothing.
Something about a dragon.
Oh. Oh. I have another.
Damn it! Quit saying that.
Say what?
I don't know. I was trying to drag on some luggage.
Why are you dragging this on?
I'm going to drag this on as long as it takes.
Bardos going to have permanent brain damage.
Gatto already has permanent brain damage.
Hey!
All right, so
you got him back.
I'd say it's a pretty successful mission. I think we had a high five all around there.
Yeah, high fives all around. Well done. I will have XP for you next time. You also, there have been, as the guy mentioned before, there have been, or as Irabet mentioned before, Horgus's supply lines have come. So you do have a package, and I wrote it down.
I've got a package.
I think there was only 3 items in that package, if I remember right.
I wrote them down somewhere where I can't find them anymore. Where did I put that shit? I don't know.
If I remember right, it was...
I know I have it in my email.
A bow and something else?
Yep, hold on a second. So
yeah, you guys are very specific in your asks.
Yeah, they were. Okay. Let's do this. It was a bow, so let me... I think that's it right there. Okay, that's not it. I'll have it momentarily.
While he's dealing with that, how are we going to deal with the fact that apparently Bardos is being tracked?
Really good question.
We're going to go to the place that the guy that's tracking him and take him out.
Make a beeline to him, and take him out.
Okay, so we're assuming that if we go to the Ivory Tower and take those people out, that then Bardos will be safe?
That's the first stop.
Okay.
Well, hopefully he'll try to get me again and we can just walk through a portal and get right there. Any luck?
Oh, here we go. Got it. All right. So you did get the package from Horgus. It is a phylactery of positive energy channeling, and +1 holy composite longbow, and a +3 cloak of resistance, all bagged up with your collective.
Nice little red bow on it.
Huh?
Nice.
With a nice little red bow on it.
Little red bow.
So yeah, Gatto got the cloak, Farina got the bow, and Lothar got the phylactery.
And what does that do again?
It adds 2d6 to your bursts.
Okay.
How much do I owe for that, Mike?
I think we've already paid for that.
Party just paid for it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't. I didn't have.
Yeah,
to pay.
it came from Party Booty, I think.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't do it and then disperse stuff out. We basically, while it was still Party Booty, we decided.
Okay.
There was a few people who had fewer magic items than the rest of the group, which I think were you 3.
Yeah.
So
well,
we spent money
Farina,
to kind of normalize people.
Farina is definitely really grateful and starting to question some of the walls she might have put up around herself. That's pretty touching. I'm touched.
So she likes me?
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know if I go that far, but
yeah, not Gatto, but
she loves the rest of us.
She doesn't love Bardos.
Actually, now I got to say, I got a little bit of, appreciation for Bardos. And the fact that Illendar loves you means something.
So you guys got a lot of things going on. So you got some stuff. You've got this Xanthier Vang dude who, if you want to get revenge for Bardos and eliminate the ability for the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth to scry you guys, you probably have to go down there and fix that dude's wagon. Then there's also this new quest that you get the left hand of Aerodin to retrieve it and bring it back to Citadel Drezen and give to the Planetar. who can give it to Iomedae. It's in the Underdark, in the possession. What you know about it is in the possession of Drow, but not Drow in Menzo Baranzan. They said, and the directions from the Planetar were go to the library at Graven Hollow. They'll be able to help you.
Where's Graven Hollow?
So
I
as
assume
a
that's
Drow,
underground.
you would know this.
Okay.
Hold on just a second.
I can imagine them explaining to Illendar, hey, yeah, we just got to go into the Underdark and grab something. I can see him
So
doing
Graven
this.
Hollow is a mystic, is essentially the name of a... Ad.
That was that.
It was an autoplay advertisement on a webpage that I'm looking at. So Graven Hollow is a mystic library in the Underdark. Illendar would know this, and he would be able to tell you. It was peculiar for many reasons. The people inside it seemed like they could understand all languages. This is the legend that Illendar will tell you. It was bigger on the inside than it was on the outside. It prevented magic inside, all kinds of magic except for divination, and nobody could. And it was rumored that nobody could ever find this library. Nobody ever could find this place if the librarians didn't allow it. If they didn't want you there, that you would never find it in the Underdark. It also, what Illendar will tell you is what he learned was like it had one other peculiar trait in that it remembered. The library itself would remember the people who'd walked its halls, as well as those who supposedly were going to visit the library in the future. So people exploring the library, the rumor had it, would see apparitions constantly flicking it out of existence, that were rumored to be the echoes of those who had come to the library or who would come to Graven Hollow,
That's cool.
and that you could see them there. Nobody knows who built it, but it has been in existence since time immemorial, apparently. So, but that was the library. That's all Illendar knows about the library of Graven Hollow. He doesn't know where it is.
Because apparently the libraries never wanted me to.
Well, right, yeah, you're a Drow. They don't. I mean, although you would know that you can recall stories of Drows that have gone to Graven Hollow and used the library there. So apparently, is not allergic to having Drow use it. But
we try to kill everybody and take over the thing. They kind of frown on that.
Well, I mean, that's probably part of it. But yeah, it has some very strong defenses, and it chooses who it allows and who it doesn't allow to use it. So maybe it has some. I mean, you're speculating wildly at this point. Where you're like, maybe it has some way of seeing the future of what people will do with the knowledge that they get from there, and that it will preclude, it'll sort of like preclude people in advance if they know that if they know that they'll use the knowledge they get at Graven Hollow for some sort of purpose that is detrimental or evil. I mean, it's speculation. Virtually nothing about it.
I mean, seeing as how it can see the people, it's got images of the people that'll come after. It's not too far fetched.
That's what I mean. This is all sort of rumor that Illendar, as a Drow who lived in the Underdark, heard about this place.
I would think our first priority would still be to take out this dude that's after Bardos.
Yeah, because we have a year and a day for that quest.
But
so we can wait until there's only like a week left.
Okay, so
run down there and take care of it, and
Illendar would respectfully
like you put off the school homework we have to do, and yeah, we got plenty of time. The science project's not due until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now's the time to get started.
So just so you guys know, a year and a day would be it's
October of next year.
October 31st of next year.
So Halloween.
It's a year and a day. For us in game time, it would be 2023 or so, right?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, so we can wait until Devil's Night, then get started.
Perfect.
See, now we're all just kind of chilling, and all of a sudden someone runs through. Hey, isn't tomorrow the day that Illendar goes back? And you're oh man,
oh man,
come on, let's go.
And I don't think we can bring you back dead again, too. I don't think anything like, hey, you said we had a year and a day, and we need him alive again so we can then save him.
Well, hopefully by then I'll have Ray's dead.
There you go.
I don't
think Desna will allow it that time.
Yeah, I mean, Desna might interfere if you guys go against her wishes.
Well, just I'm thinking that we have to hit the Ivory Sanctum or attempt to hit the Ivory Sanctum because we can't have whatever keeps coming after Bardos distracting us from wandering the plains.
Yeah,
we gotta deal with that threat.
Priority.
Well, I would say as a paladin, it'd be my top priority.
It sent that. I mean, your guess is that whatever that thing was that you guys saw out in the desert from the portal, that was sent by this guy.
I would say that we'd want to clear out those 2 Baphometian blank spaces right near Drezen here.
Yeah, what do we think? What do we think is there?
You don't know. I mean, it's the continuation of this big trench.
Right. I think we want to at least get clear and hit what we think the Ivory Sanctum is, or at least, and then see if what kind of plan we need to come back with paladins, or is it something we can do with a crack team, a small team, us and the tiny ponies.
The reason that this says Baphometians here is because when you first took Citadel Drezen, you guys knew that the Templars, the Baphometians, but the ones that were escaping all went to the southeast. And that was around the region that you thought they might be going.
Okay, so we thought they were that direction, which turns out they're that direction, just further.
Yeah, just further.
Okay.
All right. So so you guys have some. You guys can spend some downtime in Citadel Drezen and sort of get things. Honestly, Illendar's not going to be ready to travel tomorrow.
That's you.
So he's got some things he wants to work out with Bardos as far as summoning and spell-like stuff, and he hasn't had his smart buddy around for a while, so he's going to be picking his brain on stuff.
Okay. He's probably going to spend a fair amount of time with Arushale as well, I would assume.
Yes.
Now, Arushale is basically saying that she's not going to go with you to the Sanctum because that would be difficult from a team management point of view.
As long as, yeah.
Because I'm an NPC.
Right. Yeah, and I'm assuming Ohm is retaking his job as one of Harlakar's senior generals. Yep. So Ohm is going to stay and assist General Harlakar with
I've traveled these guys for a while. It's not really worth it.
He's like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm back.
And whoever's in charge of the people at the Citadel, I want to make.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
You okay?
Yeah.
You used to call for help.
Whoever's in charge of the people at the Citadel, I want to make sure that Arushale is going to be safe here.
Yes.
So
that would be Illendar's top priority.
So Irabeth Tearblade, who you know from Kenebris, is Marshal of Drezen, essentially, dubbed so by Queen Galfrey. So she's in charge of essentially the itself. General Harlakar and his dwarves, the dwarven army that came to sort of bring there. Nominally the Queen. Irabet outranks Harlakar, but frankly, it's such a touchy matter. Harlakar is not a subject of Queen Galfrey, so frankly, him and Irabet probably have sort of this relationship where he's like, look, I'm in charge of the dwarves, you can be in charge of everything else, but don't presume to give me a bunch of orders because I'll tell you to, munch my taint.
Well, then I'd like to have a meeting with both of them.
Oh, real quick too, Ohm's carrying 2 magic items that were party related before they became his specific related, right? The spiked armor we got off Staunton, and then the Thor's hammer, or whatever we're calling it.
He's not giving those back.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. That's Ohm's call. I can't make that call.
Yeah. I would say I don't remember what deal we had on that. The armor I think was a loaner, but I can't remember where the hammer came. It was at the mercy of the dwarves, right? The hammer. And do we even need the armor?
I was going to say we've got a few items that we've already got on loan from the dwarves.
Right.
And then, do you guys have some booty to sort of sell off and things like that?
I'm sure we do.
Yeah, probably. But we had the armor that was taken from the crypt of the dwarven General.
Am I wearing it? Because I switched with Olm because he was the brawler. So I think I'm wearing that armor.
Yeah. So it became a point where once the armor was no longer necessary, we were going to give it back. But provided it's still valid for what we're doing, we get to keep it.
Great. So that I think my question still stands though. So the armor that I traded him for, Stroughton Vane armor, are we talking even Stevens, or do we need that for any other party members?
It's +3 spiked plate, I believe, is what.
Right. It would be great for somebody who could wear plate, but I was thinking like Fletcher would be great, but he doesn't wear armor.
Right.
Nobody's going to use it.
Yeah, I say for right now, we just as payment to helping us out, and
Okay. And then what about the hammer? The hammer came with the armor, right?
The hammer?
I think the hammer is what Fletcher has.
Yeah, Fletcher's got the hammer right
and
now.
we're still using that.
Okay, cool. I thought Olm had that hammer. Sorry.
No.
Okay, that's fine with me.
So I'd like to meet with both of the people in charge to make sure they understand what Iomedae has risked to be here, and that she deserves to stay here under the protection of the Citadel.
So, Irabet is more amenable to it than Harlequin. It takes a little bit of convincing for Harlequin because he's like, I've fought a lot of demons. I don't want one in my house, that kind of thing. Irabet, you get a weird vibe, but she's kind of got maybe a little tiny thing for Iomedae.
Oh, a little into it.
Well, you already know she's got a wife, so.
Yeah, she's got a wife, so.
My wife.
Swinging for the fences. But, Iomedae is, sort of on a, she's voluntarily celibate, at least for right now, because frankly, she murders people when she.
Yeah, I'm going to pull her aside at some point and just remind her, that do not eat.
But eventually, so Lothar, eventually you do manage to get Harlequin to say, look, as long as she doesn't bother any of my guys or eat any of them, then I won't have any problem with her.
Well,
but you have my word that neither I nor any of my men will harass or harm her in any way.
Right. She's not going to bother anyone. She chooses to be the way she is, despite her heritage.
He's like, man, that 29 charisma though.
Hey, Les.
Yes.
You're going to hand out XP before you play again?
I am.
Because we haven't gotten any since Arushala's villa.
Yep, I know. I've got. I might be able to even get it out tonight to you via email.
There's your Christopher Lambert is blind. How he can't wear contacts when he's acting, so he does most of his acting blind.
Oh, that's
next
nice.
Weekend is C, right?
Yes.
Next weekend is C team. Yeah, that's right. So it'll be our first. It'll be our. So
and
that'll
we've got
be
the time change too next weekend.
That's right. Fall back. We get an extra hour, so we may go.
Hour.
We may go long.
Who's in the C team next week? Me and Dan, right?
Me and you,
either.
man.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, me and my daughter Beth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So C team is made up of Matt. So hold on a second. Matt and Dan. Don and his daughter Beth, Andrew, and Eric.
It's been 3 decades since I last played Traveler, but as I recall, don't get attached to your initial characters.
Well, so I sent out some emails. One of those was a little quick thing about
random generator.
So did you see that email I sent out? It was like 4 pages long.
I saw
Guys,
it.
I'm gonna check out. I'm out. Good night.
All right.
Okay,
Oh,
Night.
oh, it's 11. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So,
yes.
so Les, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
I don't know if I will have the time or be available, but can you send me out the links so I'll sit quietly and watch if I get a chance?
Oh, for C team?
Yeah, to watch C
Yeah,
team.
absolutely.
I won't interject. I'll just sit quietly.
You're going to be like the aliens in Star Trek. I bid 4,000 quatlus on the little one.
What do they call it in DS9? It was gold-plated latinum or something like that.
Yeah,
Cold pressed latinum or
Cold pressed latinum, yeah. the Ferengi Latinum there.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it was.
The rules. I saw a website not too long ago. I posted on Facebook about a year and a half ago. Was somebody had collected all the Ferengi rules of acquisition into one place. It was awesome.
Wow.
Collected them all.
Like
there were
I said,
96 of them.
So you're saying they acquired the rules of acquisition?
Yes.
Nice.
So I don't know if I'll get a chance, but I think it would be interesting to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this goes. If Chuck, if you want, I'll loop you in on some of the emails that have gone out, so you can just see some of the discussions that have been happening.
Hey, Les, you never responded to my email or text on this, by the way. Now we're talking about it. If you have 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
You never responded to my text. So most of the positions.
I did respond. I said cabin boy.
Be what you want.
Yeah.
You can be cabin boy. No, you can be what you want. And I wanted to confirm. So
when I think cabin boy, I think Chris Elliott cabin boy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, night, guys.
All right, good night, Chuck. I'll send that stuff over to you, bud.
Thank you.
You bet. So yeah, I mean, I mentioned this in the long ass email that I sent out, but I don't want if there's a particular character that you want to play, by all means roll that character up. We'll figure it out. Because it's I was sort of angling people towards we need a captain, we need a pilot, we need a navigator, that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of like I was pushing people around a little bit, but I realized that was kind of shitty, and I didn't necessarily want to do that. So if you've got a character in mind that you want to play, by all means play that character. Don't feel like you have to abide by anything that I say.
Okay. Appreciate that. I think I have a couple ideas. So, one of the things I was asking, does this like the Traveler world I have played before, in the world I played before, there seemed to be a lot of mercantile related stuff.
Yes,
Jason, and that's where I was going with my character. My character bent was, a smuggler / merchant type.
So let me show you this thing that I found, and I sent you the links for it. But it's just really cool.
Or the priest. Like we need a Firefly priest on board.
All right, can you guys?
He's the most annoying character in all of Firefly.
Can you see Classic Traveler? So this thing is awesome. So this is actually the Black Book thing. The character creation is in Traveler is such a weird thing, but they have automated it here. And so if you pull this down, you get all these different kinds of types of characters, like classes almost. So if you wanted to be like a merchant,
click it for both.
Yeah, and you definitely click for both because it gives you everything. And then you hit generate, and it actually just rolls it up. You go through all the stuff. It gives you exactly what, and there's a summary up at the top. So you have this guy is merchant, 4th officer, what have you. This is their score. They're like ability scores, which are a little different in Traveler than they are in D&D. Age, 3 terms, their total wealth. And then here's the skills: electronics, jack of all trades, mechanical 2, and medical. So this kind of person they're a merchant. They have a fair amount of money. They have a pretty good mechanical skill. So this is, and a little bit of jack of all trades. So this is sort of a utility infielder from the point of view of like a fix-it person. They've got medical, they've got mechanical, they've got electronics. This is somebody who's probably spent some time keeping the various mechanical pieces on board of a ship, of a merchant ship, sort of in operational order.
I rolled a few of these, and I enjoyed reading about when they've been cut from their contract or their thing was not accepted. Those are my favorites.
Right.
Well, there's some. So if you generate these things, one of the fun parts about Traveler is you can die during character creation.
Yep.
And so I'm going to try and get one here.
I forgot about that.
Death in service.
So here's one, death in service right there. So I mean, it's just like they don't cut them. So if you die in service, you die in service. It's like, oh geez, look at this guy. But yeah, interesting stuff. But yeah, this is a really great tool, and I encourage you to use it.
Just as a joke, when we did this and we rolled up characters that died, we would roll up the same character again and call him Junior. I'm here to avenge my father.
So here's another one who died in the merchant's service. He was 38 years old. 5
did he die?
terms. I think he did. It doesn't. Well, no, it doesn't say mandatory enlistment. I think we ran out of space. Oh yeah, death in service.
Oh yep, there it is.
When I started playing, I was 11 or 12, and everybody else was like 15 or 16. And you can imagine the abuse I took by a bunch of 16-year-olds.
Oh, totally. I can imagine.
So I'm trying to separate the Traveler the rules from my abusive experience of Traveler. of being the always on shit detail traveler.
Well, guys,
So
I'll get
this
you.
is Don. You gotta go because I was
Yeah.
hoping to talk to you real briefly before you did.
Okay, if you need to talk to Don, I can jump off. I was just making small talk. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay.
Night all.
Don, stay on just for a couple
Good
of
night,
seconds.
guys.
Let's see.
All right. See you, Dano.
Okay.
Is it just us?
I think
All right,
so.
Hold on. I gotta stop the recording.
Yes, please.